Kia ora, e te whānau, everybody out there, our great big Waka family from right throughout the world. Welcome back here to Pidai. It's the last day of racing here at the World Championships, the 18th IVF World Sprint Championships here in Pidai. All we have today is semi-finals and finals. I think we've cleared through all the repecharges. It's great to have you here. Sorry for the little bit of a delay. We had quite a number of technical difficulties this morning, and myself and David have been sitting here, standing by, waiting for the call that everything's going to start coming through live to you all. So here we are. It's really great to be here on the last day. Those of you who've been here with us for the full 8 days, thank you very much for putting up with everything, putting up with us sitting here telling you how beautiful it is in Tahiti. And we're ready to see how these races go and maybe see some more world records get knocked off the shelf today. So on behalf of myself and David and our Tahiti Nui TV crew that's sitting next door to us, we just like to say welcome back, Iorana, Talofa, Bula, Maloi Lele, everybody from around the world. Welcome, thank you for coming back.
Yes, kia ora everyone, and welcome back to our final day of racing coverage here at Pidai. We are about to go to our first race, which is the Junior 16 Women V6 500 metres. It is heat 2 of 2, but perfect conditions here today, Hotu, for some great racing out there. The past few days we've seen the turning races, but today it's all about the straights. It's all about getting on the line, making sure that every team gets as close to the start line as they can without going over it, and just paddling that straight line canoe and making sure that they are the fastest in these races. The past few days have been fantastic racing. We've seen quite a lot of world record times being broken, and I am expecting to see some new world record times today in the 500 metre races, especially with the way the conditions are. It is still quite flat. The chop on the water will not make it difficult, because actually it will be a wind over the right-hand shoulder for these paddlers. So that should be of an advantage to these paddlers as they make their way down the 500 metre course.
Yes, as you've heard, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful day over here in sunny Tahiti. We're looking at a temperature right now. It's 9:30 in the morning, and it's, it's 9:53 in the morning, and it's 27 degrees. 27 degrees, I think in New Zealand, we're lucky if we get that in the middle of summer. So it's a nice warm winter's morning here in Tahiti as these young ladies go up for their heat and get ready to line up on that start line. There's been a lot of fast racing today, and as David commented, the race course is not really that choppy. It's not glassy, but there is a slight breeze that's blowing down the course from the wind's coming in from the northeast. So it's, as he said, coming across the right shoulder. If I was steering a canoe today, I would be holding my canoe on the outside of the outside of my lane and just try and let the wind just push me along. The other thing you need to be careful is that whenever the wind blows onto your canoe, there's a tendency for it to want to turn up into the wind. So if a steers person can be aware of those kind of things and keep paddling on the right-hand side of their canoe just to keep it turning down away from the wind, and just look for some little bumps out there. But perhaps those bumps and the little bit of wind that we have may be the recipe or the ingredients to provide the recipe, the right recipe for world record times this morning.
Yeah, there have been some great races. Even yesterday, Hotu, we saw that team Tahiti Teva. We also saw the Kaiara Hitoa, this is in the open women's division, go out there and just annihilate the field. We had Kaiara Hitoa as the fastest qualifiers, but we know that race, that open women's race, is going to be a real battle between Aotearoa and New Zealand. Even in our Master 40s division, there were some great battles as well out on the course. And we talk about it as battles because every time you go out there, you're out to win. You are focused, you are ready to kill out on the water. And it's all about making sure that you are the best of the best and you're in the right frame of mind so that you can put everything into it when you get out on that course, because this is your final. This is whether or not you're going to be the new world champion, whether or not you're going to break a world record today. It's all do or die.
Well, absolutely. I guess the first thing on everyone's mind is win the race so we can be the champions. And sometimes breaking a world record isn't all that great of a goal, because as we saw yesterday in the Open Men's 500, the team that came second did a time of 1:40.09, which was a new world record, which was beaten by the team that beat them, which was 1:40.02. So really what the teams need to do is just focus on winning the race and being up there. Today is all about winning, as David said. We need to be in front to win a medal. We need to be one of the first 3 canoes across the line. The Tahitians that we've seen only have one colour sighted on their horizon, and that's gold. And they've been cleaning up at the moment. They have almost twice as many gold medals as New Zealand, and are right out in front in the number of gold, silver and bronze medals that they've caught up.
Yeah, the Tahitians will be very happy with the medal haul they have so far, and they'll be looking to add to that today. The straight racing we saw in the V12s events a couple of days ago, the Tahiti teams have been dominant in those V12 races, and even in the heats they've been dominating a lot of these races. So I'm expecting Tahiti to come out strong again today in this finals day, but there are a couple of these Aotearoa teams and some of the Australian teams, even New Caledonia, they've been quite strong on the straights. It's been great to see them out there on the course as this race now gets underway.
These junior teams have been really, really good at the start lines, David. Over the last few days, we've seen a lot of the more mature teams always crossing the start line, having to be called back, but the juniors have been fantastic. They've been on the line, follow instructions to the T, and their races have been able to take off without too much trouble at all. As we come now to look at the canoes that are in this race, a good shot there of lane 6. I think that was the Otaki Wakahoi team, and Heimato Paddlers. We're running off our draw sheet at the moment. It looks like Tahiti's in lane 1, New Zealand's in lane 2, another Tahitian team in lane 3, a New Zealand team in lane 4, Cook Islands in lane 5, another New Zealand team in lane 6, and another Tahitian team in lane 7.
Yes, as they make their way up to the 250 metre mark, it's this team in lane 4, Heimato Paddlers, Okareka from New Zealand, that are doing a fantastic job as they make their way to the 250 mark. So as we get to this stage, they are already ahead by 3 or 4 seats, followed by lane 6, then lane 1. Lane 6 being Otaki Wakahoi from New Zealand, and lane 1, Hei Va'ahoi from Tahiti. The lanes are lane 1, Hei Va'ahoi from Tahiti, Manu Wahine Manukau Outrigger Canoe from New Zealand, lane 2, District de Va de Morea in lane 3 from Tahiti, Okareka Heimato Paddlers New Zealand, lane 4, Purotu o Te Moana, lane 5, Otaki Wakahoi, lane 6, and Tahiti Whareihi in lane 7. And as there are only 2 heats, it is the top 4 that will go straight into the final.
It's looking like well, I shouldn't say a cakewalk, but it's certainly this team from Aotearoa in lane 4, Heimato Paddlers, quite comfortably in front by a canoe length or more as they come into the last 15 metres of this race. Those orange boys mark that 15-metre line, and there they go. Heimato Paddlers from Okareka in first place, and could be in lane 1. We have Tahiti coming in second place, and another New Zealand team, perhaps Otaki Wakahoi in third. I wasn't sure about that third spot. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of fun and excitement yet again as these teams are making their way towards those final positions. And you've got to win it. You have to win. If you want to get anywhere in this game now, today, you have to win your races.
The Heimato Paddlers got off to a good start. They were able to get themselves out of the blocks early in that 500-metre race. They came out strong, and by the 250 metre mark, they were already 4 or 5 seats ahead of the rest. And at that 250 metre mark, if you are at least 4 seats ahead, you have it easy all the way to the end. All you have to do is just maintain that pace and keep it up. And they did that from start to finish. So congratulations to Team Okareka for an exciting race here for this morning's coverage. And apologies for the delay in coverage. We have had some technical difficulties, which means that the coverage that was supposed to start at 8:55 a.m. Is now, has now started an hour later, so we've missed an hour of racing. But as we make our way down the course and make our way through these races, these races are going to get more intense. They're going to get much more fierce and much more exciting, and you're probably going to hear myself and Hotu start getting louder and louder as we make our way down the course and through these competitions.
La Rodo 2 à un moment donné.
Maruru, bateu super. Thank you.
We're now up to this next race, which is semi 1 of 2 of the Master 40 Women's Division. We've got a full lineup here. Lane 1, Far North Queensland, 2 from Australia. Lane 2, Horo Tawakama, Ngā Kōparatua. Lane 3, Tamari Punaru from Tahiti. Lane 4, Teva Tahiti. Healani from Hawaii in lane 5. Te Aurere Uruhina, New Zealand, lane 6. Far North Queensland, Australia in lane 7. And Te Toki Voyaging Trust, Puehunui from New Zealand in lane 8.
There's that little bit of an arrowhead forming again with the canoe right in the middle of the course, being the tip of that arrow, and of course that means they are in front of everybody else. It looks like the team in lane 4, Tahiti Teva, in this first semi-final, they'll be wanting to sit back in lane 4 when they get into the final, because at the moment no one else is going to be able to pass them, because they're almost a full canoe length now. And remember, this is only a 1,500 metre race, and the further away you get from the leaders, the harder and harder it becomes to haul them back, and this is only the halfway mark.
Yeah, I think Hotu was trying to say a 500, not a 1,500. That's a bit too long. But at the 250 metre mark, that team from Teva Tahiti, this club Teva in Tahiti has been dominant throughout across many of the different age groups, including the Opens, but they're really showing their strength here to everybody, and it's only a semi-final, but it will be the top qualifiers in the semi-final that will make it in to the final. So as we make our way down this course, there's the team there, Teva Tahiti in lane 4, that is just blitzing the field at the moment as we make our way to the last 50-odd metres in this race.
Yes, you can just see a bit of a swell line rolling in there from the entrance into the harbour here, so that might actually cause a little bit of concern for some of the canoes that aren't used to it, but there's no doubt about the lead that this team from Tahiti, Teva, has over everybody else. There they go, perhaps out there in lane 6. It looks like that was Te Aurere Uruhina that came through, and it could have been the Hawaiians coming in third place, but definitely in first place, Teva, Tahiti Teva, winning the first of these semi-finals for the Master 40 Women V6 500. That's right, David. It's only a 500 metre race. Got carried away with
probably
all
feels
the,
like a 1,500 though. Sometimes it feels like a 1,500 metre race, especially when you're expending a lot of energy in those 500 metre races, because you have to just keep that pressure on from start to finish all the way. Great racing from these ladies as we turn to semi-final 2 of 2 for the Master 40 Women V6 500.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, a message to my family back at home. I love you. Thank you for all the support, and to our girls over there, their family back at home, and here, just like to thank you for everything you've done. Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
There we have that team from a representative from the team from Aotearoa from the Junior 16 race. That second heat of 2 Heimato paddlers from Aotearoa. very happy to have won that and moved through to their next round. We've got another Master Women's semi-final coming up to see who else is going through to the final. That'll be a good one as well.
It's the top 4 fastest in the semi-finals that will take the next 4 lanes in the competition. When we're looking at the line or the lane startup, lane 1 and 8, generally the teams, well, lanes 1, 7 and 8 are those teams that are the slowest qualifiers, but they've made it through in the repecharge races. So once we hit these semi-finals, keep an eye out on lane 4 and 5, because lanes 4 and 5 are your fastest qualifiers, and that's why we tend to see this arrowhead start forming, because that is the fastest qualifier in this race, and that's the lane to be watching out for in these semi-finals. But I've seen upsets before, Hotu, so while that may be the general rule, there's always an exception to those rules when we are racing semis and finals.
Yeah, that's right, David. I've seen teams who've gone through gone through heats, then they've had to do a repecharge, then they've had to do a semi-final. They've qualified and managed to get in the lane 8, which is which people regard as the lane where the slowest qualifiers are allowed to race, and I've seen teams win gold medals from lane 8. So, ladies and gentlemen, just because we see most of the time lane 4 leading the pack as they come out of these starts, do not be surprised if someone from out in lane 8 is able to come through and win some of these races, because you know it all comes down to what's happening on the day. Sometimes crews are so hyped up and excited about getting into this final that from somewhere they find extra strength and energy and they can do the work. But here we have these ladies from Tahiti Teva telling us about their race.
Rien à dire.
Contente d'être là, ça y est, on a un final, on reste concentré jusqu'au bout.
Voilà, le plus gros morceau reste à venir, donc voilà, on reste concentré et puis unis. Voilà, ben, un petit coucou à toute la Polynésie française, à ma maman qui me regarde, j'espère qu'il y a le direct. Voilà.
On est en direct, je te confirme, on est en direct.
Bisous maman.
Toutes les filles, un petit coucou pour la Polynésie. À Toturumai, Maruru les filles. Super.
We have our canoes coming up to the start line. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wanting to see the graphics and things like that, we're still working on that part of our technical connection at the moment. So for the time being, we'll just be updating you as we get information on our run sheets. But at the moment, we've got the second of the semi-finals. Remember, there's only 2 of them for the Master 40 Women V6 500 metres. In lane 1, we have a team from New Zealand, Te Aurere Kapawai. In lane 2, Lai Ula o Kai, number 1, Hawaii. Kelowna from Canada. Tamarii Vairao from Tahiti in lane 4. Arue Va'a from Tahiti, lane 5. District de Va de Raiatea from Tahiti in lane 6. Whakatu Marae in lane 7 from New Zealand, and Kanui Va'a from Brazil in lane 8.
Yes, so in the Master 40 semi-final, 1 of 2, Tahiti Teva did a time of 2:03.50, coming in first, with second place going to Te Aurere Uruhina from New Zealand with a 2:09.02, and Healani from Hawaii taking third place at 2:09.76. The fourth fastest qualifier was Far North Queensland. Those 4 are into the final, and the other 4 places will be sorted in this next race, which is semi-final 2 of 2. If you're wanting to be the fastest qualifier, they're going to have to beat the 2:03.50 time by this Tahiti Teva team as they make their way down the course. This is the start, and lanes 3, 4, 5 and even 6 are looking very good at the moment. Lane 3, Kelowna from Canada. Lane 4, Tamari Vairao from Tahiti. Arue Va'a Tahiti in lane 5. Lane 6, District de Va de Raiatea from Tahiti.
Lane 7, it's a great shot from the Whakatu Marae team from Aotearoa. We're getting that little bit of a set up again. We're right in the middle. We see those teams edging ahead of everybody else. Lane 5, Tahiti. Lane 4, Tahiti. Lane 6, Tahiti. Lane 5, we have VAA. In lane 4, we have Tamari Vairao. And in lane 6, District de VAA de Raiatea.
As they make their way to the 250-metre mark, it is that team in lane 3, which is Tamari Vairao from Tahiti, coming in with about 1 seat and the nose ahead of everyone else. There's definitely a battle for that second place unless this team from lane 3, which is Kalauna from Canada, picks it up. They have some strength in this Canadian team. They just have to get their returns faster, because if you look at the speed at which the Tahitian team in lane 3 are returning their blades back forward and gripping from the front, they are doing it in probably nearly double time and double the time that the Canadians are. Lane number 5 there is VAA from Tahiti. They are just as fast, probably not just as fast as that Tahiti team, but they don't have the strength that that Tahiti team has as they make their way up to the last 50-odd metres in this race.
Yes, that team from lane 4, Tamari Vairao. They're doing well. The Canadians have come up really well. So if they can push it, they might come in second place. But outside there in lane 5, VAA from Tahiti just manages to pip the Canadians. But I think it won't matter. The Canadians might still go through to the final.
Yeah, it is the top 4 that will go through to the final. So those 3 teams that cross the line first, they're in. And one more for the finals. We'll wait for the results to come up. They may not come up on the screen, but we can talk to them as soon as we are told via the IVF VAA 2018 app. If you do want to check out the results, for those of you watching at home, download the app. It's free, and you will get the live updates of all the results of racing as they come through.
Yes, it's quite a bit of excitement right around the Pacific. We've got quite a lot of our fans' messages have come in from the canoe family in Samoa, from the sailing canoe Ngaua Lofa. So it's a big talofa to all of them. Anna Bertram, I know she's watching. And one of the paddlers here who was paddling with the Californian team, Sala Maguire, she sailed all around the Pacific with us on those canoes as well. So a big shout out to all of them as they kick back now and watch these semi-finals and finals unfold.
Looking ahead, most of the races we have are semi-finals, and then from 11:22 a.m. this morning Tahiti time. So wherever you are, you'll have to determine what that time is. But we will start all of our final races for the 500 metres. One set of heats still to come, and that's in the Masters 70 women's category. But some fast races, and the races are just going to get much quicker. The black flag went up, indicating that some of these teams were over the line. They had to back up, and the starters are underway for this Master 40 men V6 500 metres. Lane 1, we've got Mont Doneshell team from New Caledonia, Tahiti Tuatai Va'a from Tahiti, Te Waka Pounamu, Auraki Matatu from New Zealand, lane 3. That's Hina Raurea Tahiti from Tahiti in lane 4. Tahiti District de VAA de Morea from Tahiti in lane 5. Don Mored Shelting 2 from New Caledonia in lane 6. Rapa Nui lane 7. And PC Dunbar from New Caledonia in lane 8.
Great showing from New Caledonia in this semi-final. There's 3 crews. Mont Doneshell 1, Mont Doneshell 2, and PC Dunbar as they battle it out with the 3 Tahitian teams and with the Rapa Nui and the New Zealand team in this semi-final, the first of one, as they zoom across the halfway mark. And I say zoom, ladies and gentlemen, because this race is going pretty fast, and these Master 40 men are almost as fast as the open men a lot of the time as they come charging down to the finish line.
Yeah, there's definitely a race for that second place at the moment. Lanes 2, 3, 5 and 6 are neck and neck. Probably lane 2 ahead a little bit, but as they make their way down the course and start this last run, who is it going to be? In first place, we know that it's probably going to be lane 3, which is, lane 4, which is that Hinarorea team from Tahiti. But it's a battle for this last bit at the end. Lane 2, lane 5, who is it going to be? I think it might be, I can't tell you. That was too close to call for that second spot, but we know that at least 4 of those teams will be going through to the finals in that semi-1 of 2 for the Master 40 men.
And ladies and gentlemen, it could be that the Mont d'Or Shell team number 2 may have just scraped in as the 4th team, because it was an easy win in terms of determining who that was. That was Hinarorea from Tahiti, but then we had these other canoes, maybe the one in lane 2, Toa Tai Wā from Tahiti. We had District de Wā de More charging in, so whoever came in second or third, it'll be out of those guys. And then Mont d'Or Shell, and then they just pipped Te Wakaponamu as they all crossed the finish line in close proximity. We'll have to stand by and see if we get any results and let you know as soon as possible.
Results are in for the Master 40 Women V6 500. That was the previous race. Tamari Vaidol from Tahiti did a time of 2:09.21. Arue Va'a 2:09.95. Kalauna 2:10.22. And District de Va'a de Raiatea did a 2:13.78. So all of these teams through to the final. But they're going to have to do some work to catch that Tahiti Teva team, because that Tahiti team had a 2:03.50. I think we might have one Aotearoa team into the final, one from Hawaii, one from Canada, and then 5 from Tahiti.
Je pense qu'il y a un tout. L'absence de Vanessa, certainement, qui nous a beaucoup émus et touchés, je pense. Et je dirais c'est le vent, mais je pense que le vent y est pour quelque chose, pour nous pousser vers la première de cette demi-finale aussi, tu vois. La difficulté, il n'y en a pas en fait. Il faut juste être présent et donner à fond. Voilà.
Ici encore là, oui, grosse pensée pour Vanessa. On va ramener pour elle pour la finale, les filles, super.
Emotions running high there from the Tahitian team that won the heat, as the men who go up to the start line now for semi-final number 2, the second of the semi-finals for the Master 40 men. They head to the start line. It's going to be another bit of a dog fight out there, because there's 8 canoes and there's only 4 spaces. So these guys are going to be trying to look to be pulled across the line by the middle crews. As we remember, the faster crews are in the middle, and they have a tendency to be able to pull other teams along with them. So if there's teams in lanes 3 and 5 outside the number 4 lane, they'll use the power and speed of the middle lane to try and get them through as well. But 4 spaces, 8 teams. Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. 8 into 4 teams not going in. This team here in lane 4 are your fastest qualifiers, and we saw them on the screen a little bit earlier, just having a bit of a training session. They were flying along, hopefully not using too much of their energy up for this next semi 2 of 2. So that was Paddling Connection from Tahiti. We have 3 Tahiti teams, 3 Aotearoa teams, 1 Brazilian and 1 New Caledonia team in this next semi-final.
Merci encore d'être là pour nous, pour ces rameurs là qui sont présents. Et l'équipe, comme hier soir, comme ce matin, c'est plus on va aller vers les finales, plus il faut qu'on se soude. Ça, c'est le mot du jour. Et ça n'a pas changé, même technique. Même envie de vouloir gagner aujourd'hui. Je pense qu'on va essayer de persévérer encore pour la finale.
Super, merci les gars. À tout à l'heure.
Yes, that was the team Hinarorea from Tahiti. Their time just coming in now. They got a 1:45.98, which is a very fast time for a 500-metre semi, followed by Tuatai VAA from Tahiti at 148.32. District de VAA de Morea, third place, 148.42. And Mont d'Or Shell Team 2 with a 149.64. Those are the 4 teams in the Master 40 men semi-final 1 of 2 heading into that final. And that Mont d'Or team just pipped the Aoraki Matatu Te Wakapaunamu team from New Zealand, so they didn't make it, but they got a time of 149.66.
Close racing there for those minor positions. As we see our lineup here, we actually have a Master 40s men's race on. So I'll read the list that I have, which is Akarana in lane 1 from New Zealand, Whakatu Marae Wakaama from New Zealand in lane 2, EDT VAA in lane 3, Paddling Connection Tahiti lane 4, EDT VAA B lane 5, AS Kara New Caledonia lane 6, Brava from Brazil lane 7, the other Akarana team from New Zealand in lane 8, and they are away.
Yeah, you saw the black flag there, so someone went over the line, but they got themselves back behind the line this race, which is great. Some fantastic starts here. Excellent racing from lane 2 and out there in lane 8. Lane 2 there, we have the team from Whakatu Marae Wakaama, VO2, and Pineula Black from Akarana, New Zealand, putting the challenge to the rest of these teams in the semi-final as they get about 100 to 150 metres down the line.
And despite that fantastic blast out of a start made by the team out there in lane 8, Akarana Pineula Black, we suddenly start to see the drive and the power of the Tahitians as they start coming into the halfway mark. It is, in fact, Paddling Connection in lane 4 in front, slightly behind them, EDT VAA in second place, and it could be that team from Aotearoa, Whakatu Marae Wakaama in third position as they head towards the line, and perhaps Akarana Pineula Orange in lane 1 may be up there as well and might be able to snatch a fourth spot to get into that final.
Yeah, lane 4 has just pushed away in this last 100 metres. They're going to just push a little bit more, I'm sure. That is Paddling Connection from Tahiti. They got off to a great start, but that team in lane 1, fantastic start, but it's about maintaining that strength and power through. As they cross the finish line, it would go 4-3, and then, I couldn't say in terms of lane 2 and 1, but those are the 4 teams that will be going through, 4-3, 2 and 1. That is Paddling Connection from Tahiti, EDT VAA, VO2 from Whakatu Marae Wakaama, and Pineula Orange from Akarana, Aotearoa.
Well, congratulations to the 4 teams that got across the finish line first. It looks like it'll be Paddling Connection, EDT VAA, Whakatu Marae, and Akarana Pineula Orange that make it through, and it's commiserations to the other 4 crews. That's the end of their World Championships. That's the last race that they've had, that they will be having here in the 18th IVF VAA World Championships. They'll have to sit on the shoreline and watch these teams battle it out for gold later today.
Yes, that is right, Hotu, but congratulations to all of those teams. That is EDT VAA B from Tahiti, AS Kara from New Caledonia, Brava from Brazil, and Pineula Black Akarana from New Zealand. And those times are just up now. 1:46.05 from Paddling Connection, and that is 2 seconds faster. 1 second slower, I should say, than the team from Hinarauria, Tahiti. We've got a 1:47.82 and a 1:49.13 for those 3 teams, as well as that team in lane 1 who will be making it through to the finals, Pineula Orange from Akarana.
Well, it was a good race from those guys. Not as fast as the Hinarauria team, but still pretty good times. Otherwise, it's going to be interesting. The Pineula guys, they'll be happy because they actually managed to knock off a couple of teams in the last 200 metres or so of this 500-metre race. So they'll be fairly stoked with their performance, and the time that they paddled may in fact give them a chance to be on one of the closer lanes to the middle when we start that next round, which is a final coming up later today.
Yes, the Peneula team got off to a great start, Hotu. If they can maintain that strength and power and probably not go into a really long or make those the extension longer and come back quicker in the returns, they might have a shot in this, but they're going to have to do a little bit more to stay with the pack. And I'm sure once you hit those finals, everyone's going to be neck and neck.
It's going to be, as you say, David, the more steps we progress through these races, the closer and closer and closer they become. So that was a pretty close race there. I think Hinarauria is the team that will have to be watched, but who knows, Paddling Connection, EDT, they might have been just foxing it in this race just to save a little bit of gas for when they need it, which will be in the final.
Yep, those finals are going to be epic challenge, epic battles of epic proportion, I should say. They are going to, well, we will see just the best of the best on the water, and that was the second semi-final. So all 8 teams have now been decided for that final. As we now turn our sights to the Master 70 women who are heading out onto the course at the moment, there are 2 heats, so it will be the top 4 paddlers from each of these heats that will go straight into the final a little later on today. We have teams from Hawaii, Australia and Canada in this first heat. And again, Hawaii, Australia and New Zealand in the second heat. So we have 1 New Zealand team. And it just goes to show, I think we've said this for the past few days, that Hawaii must be a really good place to retire, Hotsu, because we've got a host of Master 70 teams in these races from Hawaii.
Yeah, it's a great showing by the Hawaiian paddlers in this particular division. It's the same as in the Master 70 men's division. There's quite a good collection of them in there too from Hawaii. The sad part about these races right now, the 2 Master 70 women races that are coming up, there's 5 teams in each race, and the problem about that is of those 5 teams, 1 team has to miss out.
Yep, 1 team's going to miss out, and that's the sad thing about this, but that's the nature of racing. And if there were a few more teams, then more teams would be missing out. But 5 teams, 4 lanes for the final. You do the math, 1's going to miss out. Who knows who it's going to be? We will find out shortly, because the white flag's just come up. And what we've noticed in the previous Master 70 races, and even in the Master 60s and 50s, is a lot of these teams in the outer lanes keep crossing the line at the start and doing start faults. We saw a couple of races yesterday where the green flag went up and the black flag continued to stay up, which indicates that one of those teams was still over the line at the start of the race and would have been disqualified. So I'm hoping that for these starts, they start a little bit behind the line and everyone lines up to the line and holds. The juniors are very good at these starts. We've noticed that the seniors not so much in this year's competition, but there's probably more of these paddlers that are still quite new to paddling from many of these other countries. But it's good to see them out there, but we need to make sure that their starts are in line with the competition rules and they start as far behind the line as possible when they make their way up. So we've got a red flag. Hopefully these teams will just take their time as they make their way up to that start line.
There's our lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Kihei from Hawaii, Malulaba from Australia, Kauai from Hawaii, Sailor C from Canada, Ngā from Hawaii. Hawaii's got a good chance of at least a medal in this race, but as long as they don't get disqualified, and it's exactly what David was talking about, they're not paying attention and they've been blown over the line, and they need to hurry up and back up, because the last thing you need is to be out of a final because you got disqualified from not paying attention at the start of the race.
Yeah, your 8 lanes in the final may end up being three lanes, and it'll be better for some of the other teams, I suppose. But that black flag's come down, which means all of these teams have not faltered in their start. Lane 2 off to a strong start, but lane 3 as well. The Mooloolaba woman from Australia, there is some strength in there. We saw there these ladies in the 1,000 metres as well as the singles races, some of these women. But that Salish C from Canada in lane 5 are off to a good start as well, as they come out of the blocks and are probably about 100 metres into this 500 metre course.
Salish C and Mooloolaba, that's where the fight is at the moment. The Mooloolaba team had a great start. They were ready for it. Some of the other crews, when that green flag went up, it was as if they were looking somewhere else, because by the time they got paddling, the team from Australia and the team from Canada had already got 2 or 3 strokes on them. So the Australians and the Canadians, I think, are going to be fighting for positions 1 and 2. Out there in lane 5, we've got the Canadians charging along, doing super well out there as they go across, leading into the halfway, the 250 metre flags. The Canadians, the Hawaiians in lane 6, Team Ngā Molokama in lane 6 looks like they've slightly edged ahead of the Australians, who had a really, really great start. The Australians actually might be slowing down even more, because there's another Hawaiian team on the inside of them. Kihei from Hawaii in lane 2 in lane 4, sorry, the Kauai High team from Hawaii is slowly pulling in the Australians as well. So there's no doubt about the Canadian ladies. They're pretty strong and up there and not letting anyone else in. They're looking like they are regarding themselves as top contenders for a gold medal right now. So they're doing a fantastic job. These ladies from Canada in lane 5, Salish C's charging across there. The Australians look like they've picked up the game a little bit more and are back up there in second position. Mooloolaba from lane 3 could be in second, but there they are, 1 whole canoe length ahead of the Australians. Canadians come in first, Australia comes in second, and in lane 3 and lane 6 we have the Hawaiians coming in to claim 3rd and 4th place. 3rd place Kauai High, 4th place Ngā Molokama, and it's a sad day for Kihei because they will not be advancing to the finals.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunate for Kihei. Kihei Ieke Tirane, Kari Ieke Tirane for that team Hawaii. But never mind for them, because these teams are moving on. Salish C from Canada, they had a great race, strong from start to finish. They got out of the blocks well. They got in front of everyone, and even in those 1,000 metres, I think it was, if I remember correctly, they won the 1,000 metres for the Master 70 women, and it was just their strength on the straight line racing that got them over the line and in front of everyone, and they were able to just replicate that strength and their technique again in this division for Heat 1 of 2. So congratulations to Salish C, Mooloolaba, Kauai High and Ngā Molokama, who will go in to the next round of racing. 232.46 for Salish C, 236.61 for Mooloolaba, and Kauai High 237.47. Let's have a look what this next heat time is, but we'll hand it over to these race officials now.
Donc vraiment une grande fierté pour aujourd'hui.
Egan, tu le disais, après la cérémonie des médailles, tout un programme?
Oui, alors une fois les dernières médailles remises, le drapeau sera rendu à Hilo pour les prochains championnats du monde qui se passeront à Hawaï. À la suite de ça, la fête du VAA commence parce qu'on a prévu ce soir une fête avec tous les athlètes, mais aussi avec le public qui veulent partager en fait les derniers moments de joie de ces championnats ensemble. Ça sera une soirée qui sera interdite aux mineurs malheureusement, mais voilà, on espère qu'il y a du monde qui va venir et partager de bons moments avec tous les étrangers pour pour ce dernier moment de partage.
Un spectacle est prévu ce soir ou un concert?
Oui, Hey Teti va venir faire un petit show et après on a 3 heures de concert.
Merci à vous les filles et félicitations encore pour tout votre travail. Voilà Olivier.
And we have a bit of information there from our officials that looking after us. It's Megan there who was speaking last. Their family has been looking after David and I over the last 6 or 7 days. And Megan was saying that tonight we'll have the great after competition party and hand the flag to the Hawaiians as we go to a commercial break.
We're back for the Master 70 Women Heat 2 of 2, and this is the last 50 metres of the race. Out there in lane 6, we have Aratika Tamaki Te Arapaunamu from New Zealand. That was lane 5, I should say. But lane 6 was Hawaiian from Hawaii crossing the line first. There are 4 teams in here, but I think one of the teams in the wrong lane. I don't know which team that is, Hotu, but unfortunately for one of these teams, while they would have all progressed to the finals as part of this heat, someone is going to miss out, and maybe 2 teams might miss out because one of the teams are in the wrong lane as they crossed the finish line, and you need to stay in your lane all the way down that 500-metre course.
And even at the start, David, when we were watching the start, it looked like one of the teams started in one lane and crossed all the way over to another lane. So whether or not that's going to make any difference, that looks like the New Zealand team perhaps shaking their heads. I'm not sure. Or it could be the Central Coast team, actually, that was in lane 3. They look like they're having a talk now about that they've just figured out which lane they were supposed to be in. So they'll probably have a bit of a discussion and work out how to do it better for the next event in Hawaii. But here we got Hawaiian 240.34, Waikiki Surf Club 244.11, and Aratika Tamaki Te Ara 246.57.
Yep, bit late once you finish the race to talk about what you need to fix up, because you've got 2 years now between now and the next World Championships in Hawaii. But I'm sure these Hawaiian teams, if we've got this number of Master 70s, Master 60 teams from Hawaii, I'm expecting a huge showing at the next World Sprints, because it will be in their hometown, in home country, and on the big island in Hilo, which was there in 2004 or two.
Yeah, did you paddle in that one, David?
Yes, yep, I was in that championships in Hawaii. Fantastic venue and some great racing there in Hawaii. I'm looking forward to going back there. We will be working with our club, YMP Wakaama, to try and get some teams in for the next competition. So just like everyone else, we've already started planning. We had a hui last night to plan how we're going to get to Hawaii and what we need to do. So things are already in place and underway for the next competitions. Even though we still have racing on today, we need to still look ahead. But the next race we have is a Master 50 Women's V6 500 metres, semi 1 of 2. And there are teams from New Zealand, the Cook Islands, Tahiti and Australia in this race. So there's a little bit of a spread here in these Master 50 races.
As they head up, we'll just give you the list as they head up towards that start line. In lane 1, we have Outrigger from Hawaii. Lane 2, Horota Wakaama. Hine Teuru from New Zealand. Te Tupu from the Cook Islands. Ihilani VAA in lane 4 from Tahiti. Ruamata Ngarunoa from Roa from New Zealand in lane 5. Inland from Australia, Malulaba from Australia, District Deva de More from Tahiti.
Bring on the waves, bring on the competition. So many wonderful volunteers. The volunteers have made this an extra special event for us. The water I love, the waves are coming up, we surf. We're from all across Canada, Vancouver Island, Ontario, Powell River. We want to thank everybody, because it takes a whole family and a whole community to support us and to support us here, the Tahitian people. And the culture is magnificent. I love the prayers in the morning saying thank you. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Tahiti. Hey!
Thank you, merci.
Yeah, and thank you to the Canadians. They made some really poignant statements about the volunteers, because the volunteers are here before the crack of dawn and they are here until the sun sets, working tirelessly from recycling right through to the waka and making sure the place is clean, making sure people have food. So I want to take this opportunity to also thank the officials and all of the kaimahi, the volunteers, who without them this event would not run so smoothly and in the timing that they've had.
How was your race?
It was awesome. We had a great race. Everybody was working together as one. And the championships have been wonderful, and Tahiti has been wonderful. We enjoyed so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mahalo from Hawaii.
What do you think about the Tahitian performance?
Unbelievable. The Tahitians they're champions. And it's good to paddle against champions so you can get better. So everybody in the world gets better.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And those are great words from the spokesperson from the Hawaiian team that came first in the second heat of the Master 70s women. And that's a great attitude. I think everyone needs to think about that from all of these other countries, where the only way you're going to get better is to race against the best in the world, and coming to places like Tahiti where they show everyone how it's done is the only way that the sport will develop and grow. And it's something that all of these countries need to think about when they head back after this great event, and start thinking about how do they create events and pathways for all their juniors and young people to become paddlers, so that they can come and bring teams to these kinds of events. Because we've seen Tahiti with many junior teams. New Zealand has brought many junior teams. The Australians got junior teams here. And it would be fantastic to see a lot of the other countries show the same kind of dedication and long-term thinking to the sport and start working on the development of their junior programs.
Yeah, as our semi one of two gets underway, we have outrigger from Hawaii in lane 1, Horota Wakaama Hinde Te Uru in lane 2 from New Zealand, Te Tupu from the Cook Islands in lane 3, Tahiti Ihilani Va'a in lane 4 from Tahiti, Ruamata Ngaruroa from New Zealand in lane 5, Inland Australia lane 6, Malulaba Australia lane 7, District de Va'a de Morea from Tahiti in lane 8 as they get underway. Keep an eye out for this Ihilani Va'a team. They did some great work in the heats for these Master 50 women. They will be looking to try and get a good spot into the final.
You're right, David. From this aerial shot, I think it is Ihilani Va'a from Tahiti in front. Although it's slight, it is a lead. And we know what happens when your canoe is in front. It puts the panic into everybody else, and they start wondering, how can they try and catch these people up? Ihilani just takes a slight veer towards the left-hand side of their lane as they charge along lane 5, Ruamata Ngaruroa from New Zealand. But Ihilani has opened up maybe a 2-seat advantage over the Ruamata Ngaruroa team as they slowly approach the halfway section of this course. They are powering ahead. They are Ihilani. They are Ihilani from Tahiti in first place. They won the 1,500 metres final yesterday, and now here they are in this same division at the halfway mark, almost a full canoe length ahead of their nearest rivals, who are the Ruamata Ngaruroa team from Aotearoa. I don't know who to call for third place at the moment. It could be out there in lane 7. It could be Malulaba. It could be Inland Australia in lane 6. It could, in fact, be the Cook Islanders. Te Tupu is the name of their team in lane 3. But there's no doubt about the power of Ihilani as they charge ahead in this semi-final, the first of two. Ihilani is a full canoe length ahead in front of everyone else now as the familiar green and white caps of the Ihilani Club of Tahiti make their way towards the last 30 or 40 metres of this heat. They are showing that they have full control of this race as Ngaruroa from Ruamata works their canoe, but it looks like it might be a little bit late now because out there in lane 7, it could be the Malulaba ladies that come through. And then in lane 3, the team from Cook Islands may have made it through there too. And it's going to be a close one for that New Zealand team in lane 5. But the Ihilani came in first, and it could be that team from out there in lane 7, Malulaba, coming in second place.
Yeah, going to have a look at that replay and the results. But the team Ngaruroa, they did a really good job up until that last bit where the rest of the teams just changed their gear a little bit, and they may have been pipped at the line by Inland Australia for that 4th spot. And there are only 4 spots from the semi-final to go into the final. So we will see once the results start coming up where that Ruamata team came. But Ihilani Va'a, with at least one waka length ahead of everyone else, showed everyone their dominance in this Master 50 women's division.
It's fantastic racing for the minor positions in this race just to try and get through. I'm wondering if Ngaruroa may have been caught by surprise by those teams out there because they were in a fairly good position during this race, and their lane position, and here we have it, Ihilani 209.03, Malulaba 213.62, and Te Tupu 214.77. It's going to be interesting to see what the results are for 4th place because it was pretty tight right across the line for that 4th and final slot to get into the final. Congratulations to Ihilani Va'a, Malulaba from Australia, and Te Tupu from the Cook Islands who make their way through to the final round. Great having you all here, ladies and gentlemen, at the 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships. Yes, the 18th time that this has been held. It's held every 2 years, so that gives you an idea of how long this has been going now. As a white flag calls up the second semi-final of this division, the Master 50 Women V6 500 race.
For those of you who are new to Wakaama or to the VAA paddling scene, the white flag indicates to all paddlers to come up to the false start line to make their way up. And the red flag is to bring them up to the start line, and the green flag to start. Black flag says that they are that someone is over the line and is in breach of the starting orders and need to get back behind the line if they want to start the race. If the black flag continues to stay up while the when the green flag goes up, then a team is disqualified from the race. So a red flag has come up, and this semi 2 of 2, lane 1 is Ocean Mele from Hawaii, lane 2 Arue Va'a from Tahiti, Far North Queensland in lane 3 from Australia, Ruahatu Tahiti from Tahiti in lane 4, Papeari Va'a Here Tahiti from Tahiti in lane 5, Mare Kura Wakaama Club, Taira Whiti, New Zealand, Hinemalas Ruamata from New Zealand, and Canadian Cedar from Canada in lane 8 as this race gets underway for the semi-final 2 of 2. Great racing here from lane 3, 4 and 5. They are neck and neck. They got out of the blocks really strong in this Master 50 women's race. Lane 3, Australia, the Far North Queensland team, Ruahatu and Papeari Va'ahere, both from Tahiti, challenging everyone on the course at the moment because there are only 4 spots into the final.
Ruahatu in lane 4, moving out in front slightly from the team outside of them in lane 5. Papeari Va'ahere from Tahiti as well. And there's a bit of a slight deviation of course there by the crew in lane 5. Papeari Va'ahere, I don't know if that's going to disrupt them too much as they're in second place in lane 3. And they look like they're comfortably in third place at the moment as a team from Australia. Far North Queensland as they hit that halfway mark. It's Tahiti, Australia, and maybe out there in lane 7. It could be Ruamata Hinemalas coming in 4th spot, but lane 5, Papeari Va'ahere are charging along, trying to see if they can catch this team who's given themselves now almost a full canoe length advantage over everybody else. Ruahatu from Tahiti. Here in lane 1 we have the Ocean Mele crew from Hawaii trying to see if they can secure maybe a 4th position, but it's looking like Tahiti will be in the 1st spot at the moment. Then again out there in lane 5 it could be the other Tahitian canoe and the Australians in lane 4 or lane 3. The Australians in Far North Queensland coming along as well, but there's no problem again for us to decide who's coming in first. It's the Tahitian crew coming in for second. The Australians have picked it up, and the Australians will take second place away from the Tahitians. And out there, perhaps in lane 6, Mare Kura Wakaama Taira Whiti perhaps is the 4th team to hit that line.
Great racing from our Master 50 woman. That Ruahatu team from Tahiti just blitzed the field. They just went out and dominated the course today in the semi-final. I'll be interested to see what the time is. If it is faster than the 209.3 from Ihilani Va'a, then they will be the fastest qualifiers heading into the final. But I suspect that heading into the final, there's going to be a race between those 2 teams for that gold medal. We're just waiting to hear what the results are. In the Master 70 Women's Division, which was probably 3 races ago, there were 2 teams that got disqualified, so only 3 going ahead into the final hotu, which is sad to see, but our officials are maintaining the race rules and are upholding them, and a disqualification is the only answer to some of these faults.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tahiti Ruahatu 2:08. They were pretty fast, faster than the other team. in the first heat, 208.79. Far North Queensland, 214.44. Papeariva headed 214.83. They'll have a bit of work cut out for them with these other teams once they move into the finals, because at 214 they need to clean out another 6 seconds just to be up there with this winning time that was posted by the Ruahatu team from Tahiti.
Yeah, and the Ruahatu 208 is at least 1 second faster than the Ihilani VAA, so they will be the fastest qualifiers into the finals. And keep an eye out on that race, because that is going to be a neck-and-neck race for the finals. And this is what we generally see in the 500 metres. You don't usually see a team out ahead by 3 seats, 4 seats in a 500 metre, especially in the Opens and the Master 40 and Master 50 categories. It starts getting really, really tight as we get closer to those finals, and it becomes these neck-and-neck races. So looking forward to watching how our Master 50 women go in the finals, but that was the semi-finals over for them. We now turn to our Open men's division, where these fast times will be coming shortly. In the Open men V6 500 metres, semi 1 of 2, we have teams from New Zealand, Wallace and Fortuna, Tahiti and Rapa Nui in this race. So this should be some good racing from these teams. Nice large container ship must be coming to collect some of these waka, because at the end of these competitions, all of the waka are sold, and clubs either locally or internationally are allowed to purchase those waka and take them home. So that large waka out there, that container ship must be coming to collect these waka and other things to take back, not only to Aotearoa but to other ports around the world.
Dis-moi un peu, à ce stade-là, on reste concentré, on va aller jusqu'au bout de l'objectif là.
Ouais, on est obligé de rester concentré jusqu'au bout. Tant que la médaille elle n'est pas au bout de notre cou, ben, c'est pas fini. Hein.
Est-ce que tu peux nous parler aussi des autres compétitrices? Comment tu les trouves? Plus d'une trentaine de nations, comment est-ce que tu les as trouvées tout au long de ce championnat?
Non, mais je pense qu'elles sont fortes aussi, les étrangères. Hein. Maintenant, il faut que Tahiti... il faut qu'on se soude et puis voilà quoi. Ben, les femmes, on est nombreuses en femmes, c'est plutôt la catégorie des jeunes quoi. Il faut qu'on tire un peu ces jeunes-là. Hein.
Merci pour le message.
Tu peux leur dire qu'elles ont réussi le meilleur temps des demi-finales en 2:08:79. Le meilleur temps des demi-finales.
Apparemment, vous aurez battu.
Non, ils ont réussi le meilleur temps.
Vous avez réussi le meilleur temps des demi-finales. Super, bonne nouvelle.
Merci. Oui, mais bon, c'est pas fini. C'est pas fini. Hein? Faut pas crier victoire, faut attendre voilà, la finale.
Exactement, voilà. C'est prudent.
Stay focus.
Stay focus.
They're lining themselves up now for a bit of a rest as they prepare for their final. Those Master women in there, the team from Ruahatu, the Master 50 women, they came in with the fastest time out of the 2 semi-finals. They'll be happy because they can see that gold medal over the horizon as we look out here to the horizon and see a bit of cloud forming out there. The wind still blowing from this northeasterly direction across the course. It's fairly steady. It's not super strong, but it's setting the stage for what I believe to be a really, really awesome race coming up, because it's the Open Men V6 500. We saw the world record smashed yesterday by EDT, I think it was, and right beside them was the team from Akarana that came through with only a decimal of a second difference between the two of them, and both those teams beat the old world record. So if things go to plan for them today, they will be looking to try and beat a world record, but they're not going to be able to do it if they carry on with this caper of going across the start line, before the green flag comes up. They're still there. Lane 3. Who is that? Tahiti team Tupuai trying to get a sneaky one on everybody else. They've backed up. It should be a green flag now, and it is. Woolly Kumaras from there in lane 2. They were out there. They were right on those flags as they came up. And ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for what is likely to be a strong finish, and we will not be able to tell the difference as they start to charge along. Lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, those are the teams to watch as they head to the halfway mark.
Yep, lane 1, Rapa Nui, lane 2, the Woolly Kumaras, Horota Wakama, lane 3, Team Tupuai, Tahiti, EDT Va'a in lane 4 from Tahiti, Wakamanu from Manukau Outrigger Canoe in lane 5, Pineula Mulivai from Akarana, New Zealand in lane 6, Tungo Veataualo 1 from Wallace and Fortuna in lane 7, Malulabar in lane 8 from Australia. But there is a race between the Woolly Kumaras in lane 2 and that team EDT Va'a from Tahiti in lane 4 as they make their way up to this 250-metre mark. Out there in lane 7, club the Wallace and Fortuna team, Fumaua Taualo 1, is challenging the rest of these Tahitians for a spot in the final.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, out there in lane 4. It is lane 4, the Tahitians. Team EDT VAR, Team Tupuai in lane 3, right alongside them. Out there in lane 7, Wallace and Fortuna. It looks like Wallace and Fortuna is really trying to give it a go. Lane 6 is starting to charge. That's the team that got close to the world record yesterday. And it is out there in lane 6. It looks like lane 6. The team from Aotearoa, Pineula Mulivai, they are just slightly ahead of EDT. EDT's trying to come back. EDT's trying to get them. And the Mulivai team takes out Team EDT, the team that beat them yesterday in the heats that come through.
That was a great race from these open men. They were fast and sharp right from the start. They got on the line, and that team from Horota got off to a great start, but they weren't able to maintain it because the teams from lane 3, lane 4, which were the Tahiti teams, and then that team from lane 6, Akarana, Pineula Mulivai, just had a little bit more petrol in the tank and changed their gear up from at least the 250-metre mark. They got ahead by probably 2 strokes of the waka, and they were able to take out this open men's semi-final 1 of 2. Congratulations to them. The teams going through will be the first 3 qualifiers plus the team that came in 4th. We know that it was Pineula Mulivai from Akarana, and then it was EDT Va'a, but the rest of them we're just going to have to wait and see from the results, but just fantastic from these open men.
Fantastic racing there. We were busy watching inside, and right out there in lane 6, that team from Akarana came across the line, and it was another one of those 1-2 battles where the team that came first was only just ahead of the team that came second. And there we have it, 142.04, slower than yesterday by 2 seconds to EDT VAR, 142.51. They were slower by 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds. And Manukau Outrigger comes in 3rd with a time of 142.97. Fantastic work.
We now move to our open men V6 500 semi 2 of 2. This should be a fast race. I think some of these teams are going to go over the line though as the red flag comes up. Lane 1, Lifuka Wallace Va'a 1 from Wallace and Fortuna. Lane 2, Te Wahaku Dogfish from Aotearoa. Arutua Tahiti lane 3, Mauna Ahine Tahiti lane 4, District de Va'a de Bora Bora from Tahiti lane 5, District de Va'a Nukuhiva in lane 6 from Tahiti, Club Outrigger with Sunday, Tuha Paiva Eric Favre team 1 from New Caledonia in lane 8 as they now line up well on the start line ready to get this race underway. And it's a great start here for the race 384, the open men V6 500 metres semi-final 2 of 2.
Pretty interesting racing in the first race. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 of the New Zealand teams managed to knock out a Tahitian team. Perhaps we're just waiting to see how those final results come through. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Tahitian teams in there trying to keep all the rest of the world out as they come across. We see already lane 4, Tahiti Maunahine, who were awesome in their racing yesterday. Maunahine is in front at the moment. Arutua from Tahiti in lane 3 are in second place. Lane 5 out there, the District de VAA de Bora Bora, and there's a bit of a zig coming in there from lane 5. The District de VAA de Bora Bora team. Remember, this is the kind of race where if you go slightly off course, just a little bit, the teams are so good and so evenly matched that is all you need to drop from a 1 place, maybe 2, 3 places down in the pack as you come charging down to the line to secure place in the final.
Yes, these teams are coming down at great speed now as they make their way to the last 50-odd metres in this race. It is that team in lane 4, Maunahine from Tahiti, that are just challenging everybody at the moment. They're probably ahead by 2, 3 seats as they make their way to the last 15 metres. They're going to cross the line first and take out this race. Beside them in lane 5, District de VAA de Bora Bora, and then I think it's lane 3 that will take it, that third space, with lane 6 coming in 4th. That is Tahiti that will make it through to the finals from the semi-final 2 of 2. Great race from Maunahine, but there was no real challenge after that 250-metre mark because they were already ahead. They just had to maintain it, and they kept it like that. The rest of the teams were just racing for that 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. But there you have it. Those are the 4 placings that will go through to the final for the Open Men's Division for the V6 500 metres.
Well, there we have it. The Tahitians, 1, 2, 3, 4. Red shirts again. The red flag of Tahiti's given another fantastic chance in the final. It looks like there'll be 5 teams of Tahitians in the Open Men's Final at the end of the day. Great work there. No doubt that a couple of Aotearoa teams that make it through, and here are our times. We'll be trying to deal to them. 141, faster than the previous heat. 141.77 for first place. 143 for District de VAA de Bora Bora that were in lane 5, and Arutua coming in third place.
Ouais, on est qualifié pour la finale, on est content. Ouais.
Vous résumez un peu cette course depuis le départ, c'est parti tout de suite là.
Ouais, on voulait se détacher du groupe sur la ligne de départ et après gérer au milieu et donner le tout à la fin. Mais on a gardé un peu pour la finale. Quoi.
Ouais. Mais bon, EDT quand même, c'est pas rien. Hein?
Ah oui, EDT, c'est des champions.
Talking about the race, it was a great race.
Yes, thank you. We're very happy. Qualified for the final. It's not over yet. One more race. Okay, message to everybody, Peniola, Aotearoa. Kia ora, maruru. Yeah, Joyce.
Thank you, boys.
Bravo à ces garçons, David.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic racing from the 2 Open Men's heats. You know what it is? That's the 500 metre, especially the Open Men and the Open Women are regarded as the premier events at these races, and I'm looking forward to it because so far these 2 semi-finals have provided the kind of racing that puts you right on the edge of your seats, and I'm really happy to see that team from Pineula make it through there because I know 1 or 2 of those paddlers, and they paddled through with us through their junior years, and it's great to see them out there in the in this team from Akarana, making their way, clocking good times, winning races, and really showing a good face at this time, working their way to the final.
Voilà, très content, on a dominé ce hit-là.
Les copains, on a bien taroué aujourd'hui, le coup de drame était là, la cohésion, tout était parfaite. On a pu bien s'équiper de tout le monde. On est très content de cette victoire. Mais bon, c'est pas fini. On va attendre la finale. Ça sera pas facile, mais voilà, on va aller la chercher, quoi.
On a vu que les étrangers donnaient tous, il faudra se méfier d'eux aussi. Hein.
Ouais, tout à fait, tout à fait. J'ai vu que Pineula a dominé son sujet. Bon, on verra avec la finale qui sera le plus fort. Mais on reste positif. On encourage tous nos Tahitiens aussi à venir sur le podium. Hein. Voilà. Sinon, voilà, Maroudou à toi pour cette victoire et félicitations à tous les Tahitiens et les étrangers. Voilà, Maroudou.
Merci encore.
There was a representative from Mauna Ahine who took out the second semi-final, and they know that Pineula is their competition heading into the final. As we now make our way to the start line and get ready for this Open Women's V6 500-metre event, we have three teams from New Zealand, one from Canada, two from Hawaii, one from New Caledonia, and one from Tahiti in this first semi-final. Keep an eye out for lane 4, Kaiara Hitoa Horota Wakaama, who posted the fastest time in the heats, and they will be making their way up to the start line now with a white flag. So lane 1, Te Pairangi Te Are Māori from New Zealand. Lane 2, Kalauna from Canada. Lane 3, Tuha Paiva Eric Favre from New Caledonia. Horota Wakaama Kaiara Hitoa from New Zealand. Lane 5, Hei Va'ahoi from Tahiti. Tahiti Marekura Wakaama Club Hina Manu from New Zealand in lane 6. Kahana from Hawaii, lane 7. And Healani from Hawaii in lane 8, who seems to be over the line. And hopefully someone's backing up because this black flag is up. And if that black flag stays up when the green flag goes up, the teams will be disqualified. So that is the team in lane 6 and lane 7 at the moment. Lane 6 are going to need to back pedal, which is Hina Manu from Marekura, New Zealand. They're going to have to back up, as well as maybe lane 3. This is the problem when teams go over the line and the black flag goes up. All the other teams end up going there. We have a start, and that team out there in lane 6, I think it is, Hina Manu from Marekura Wakaama Club, will be disqualified because the black flag is still up, which means they started over the line. But that team out there in lane 4, Horota Wakaama Kaiara Hitoa, off to a fantastic start in this semi-final 1 of 2.
It could be a big question mark against the name of Marekura, ladies and gentlemen, because they were asked a number of times to back up, and in the end the starter said, forget this, I will just start the race, and it looked like the front of their canoe was over the start line. But going back to the race now, in lane 4 we have Horota Wakaama Kaiara Hitoa, who were leading the way in terms of showing everyone else what it is to be the winners through all the progressions. They are showing it again out there in lane 4. They are ahead at the halfway mark by maybe 2 seats, maybe 3 over their rivals in lane 3. Tuhai Pava Eric Favre from New Caledonia in lane 3. And on the other side of the New Zealanders, the Tahitians from Hei Va'ahoi. They're not going to lie down and take this, let the New Zealanders take this away from them. So we have a 3, 4, 5. Lane 4 in first place at the moment. Lane 3 probably in second, the New Caledonians. And in third place, outside the New Zealanders, the Tahitians from Hei Va'ahoi, as they start this run up to the finish line. They start picking up their runs. They start picking up their pace. And Horota starts to take off.
Yeah, they are at least 1 canoe length ahead of everyone else, but they will be going for the time and trying to take that time away from everyone else because they want to be the fastest qualifier, knowing that Teva Tahiti is in the next one. They will take out that race convincingly, followed by lane number 3 by the looks of it, and then lane number 5 not long after that. So lane 3 was New Caledonia, Tuha Paiva Eric Favre, Horota Wakaama Kaiara Hitoa in lane 4 taking out first place, and then potentially that third place to Hei Va'ahoi from Tahiti. Congratulations to those teams, because it is only 4 spaces into the finals. We'll wait and see what that result is and what that time is for the women's race, but that looked like a pretty fast race there, Hotu.
Yeah, this Horota team was taking no prisoners. They got out there fast. They got out there first. They got out there fast. They decided, we're in this. We're just going to lead the way. And interestingly enough, we'll wait and see what the result of that start debacle was, because we saw that black flag stay up there as the green flag was flown. And if there is no talk about the Mare Kura being over the line, they will have come forth. But there we go, 2:01.36 for Horota, 2:04.46 for the New Caledonian team, and 2:05.6 for the Tahitians.
Nice racing from all of these teams in the Open Women's semi-final. Those 3 teams going straight through to the final, and there will be one more team in the race that will make it through to that final. And I'm just going to see if the Open Women's results have come up online. No, they haven't, so we will not be able to confirm who the 4th place getter is and the 4th placing for that final. But stay tuned, because we will be tuning to the next semi-final, which is the Open Women's V6 500 metres, and that Teva Tahiti team is in there, who are the 2nd fastest qualifiers, Hotu, and they have been dominant in this Open Women's division throughout these competitions. They took out the 1500 metre race yesterday with Kaiara Hitoa taking the silver medal. I'm sure Kaiara Hitoa will be knocking on that door and wanting to take that 500 metre gold from Teva, who are likely to just take it, go for it. They will go for it today, as they have every other day, and try and keep that gold in Tahiti.
Quite literally, David, that's the meaning of go for gold. These teams are the Horota team and the Teva team. Tahiti and Tahiti and Aotearoa, they will be trying their best to go for gold.
I think the starting line was, we had people crossing over the line, so it was blowing us out a bit. We missed our start a little bit, but managed to maintain a good race throughout. But we would have liked to have a better race, a quicker start, but we got the win, and we're right with that. We'll take the positives out of it and look forward to the final.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the race course, ladies and gentlemen, and here we've got this lineup. Makemo from Tahiti in lane 1, Te Awahaku Maroro, the Flying Fish from Aotearoa, lane 2, Otaki Wakahoi, lane 3, Tahiti Teva in lane 4, District de Va de Bora Bora, lane 5, Taniwha Roto Wahines, lane 6, District de Va de Rangiroa in lane 7, and Far North Queensland again in a semi-final from Australia.
And as we said, that Teva team from Tahiti, they are already out at least 3 seats ahead of everyone else out of the blocks in this race. They will be going for the fastest time. That's what they'll be gunning down in this race. It may be a semi-final, but you need to come 1st, 2nd, 3rd or 4th to make it into the final. And these teams are wanting to go out first, because they want the fastest qualifying time and they want the best lane for the finals.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on my piece of paper right here in front of me, I've already written the number 1 next to Team Teva as they charge out. They're not even at the halfway mark, and boy, they are half a canoe length in front of everybody already as everyone else chases them down the track. There they go, almost 3/4 of a canoe length now over their nearest rival out there in lane 5, District de Va de Bora Bora, trying their best to try and chase these their Tahitian relatives down over there in Teva team. Lane 5, maybe out there in lane 7, we have the Roto Wahines giving it a good crack at it as well. Lane 8, the Australians from Far North Queensland, the lane 6 ladies of Roto Wahine, but it looks at the moment as they're coming down to the last 30 or 40 metres of this race that it is easily the team in lane 4. Tahiti Teva as they come through to the finish line out there in lane 5. District de VAA de Bora Bora, and in lane 3 it could be the Otaki Wakahoe crew from Aotearoa coming through as well, but there's no chance of this team losing out. Tahiti Teva in first place, District de VAA de Bora Bora in second place. Third place is Otaki, and out there in lane 7, District de VAA de Rangiroa may have come in fourth place.
Yeah, I think they did just take that fourth place position. It was a really tight race for the fourth spot and that final spot into the finals. No doubt about it, Tahiti Teva taking out this race. That was expected. I can't wait for the final for Kaiara Hitoa and Tahiti Teva to battle it out in that race. This team here, they are now heading out for their final. It is a J16, the Junior 16 Women B6 500-meter final, and we have 5 New Zealand teams in this J16 final, 2 Tahiti teams, and 1 team from the Cook Islands.
Hang on to your hats, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, right throughout the world, all of you who are listening in and watching this broadcast, hang on to your hats, because from now until the end of the day, all we have is finals. Finals, one after the other, right up to the open men and open women's 500 metres finals at the end. And here we have our times. Tahiti Teva, 2 minutes flat. That's the kind of time that's going to be in front of the people from Horauta to think about for their race. In second place, District de VAA de Bora Bora, 2:03.85. Otaki Wakahoe, 2:06.51.
Yeah, Tahiti Teva 1 second ahead of that Horauta Kaiara Hitoa in the semi-final, so they will be the fastest qualifiers for the final. This is going to make for some great racing at the end of the day. And Hotu's right, we now turn to just finals racing. This is it. Gold, silver and bronze. Who will take it out in each of these races? We've got Junior 16 races, Master 16 races, then the Master 40, Junior 19, followed by that Master 70, Master 50, and of course the pinnacle of this race, the open races there. Stay tuned, everybody, as these teams make their way up to the start line and line up for this Junior 16s final.
It'll be good fun, ladies and gentlemen. As we go back, the Tahitians are smiling. They know they won that, and they're going to be smiling and thinking about saying to the New Zealanders, we've got a bit of a fight on our hands now.
J'espère qu'on pourra ramener cette médaille d'or. Et voilà. Merci en tout cas à toutes les filles. Que des bons éléments sur la pirogue.
Okay, félicitations encore. Maruru.
Standing by as these teams slowly make their way up. Things will slow down a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, as each one of these finals is given its due time and respect as each bunch of finalists paddle up to that finish line. It's going to be the first big race of the day. Here they come, lining up, the Junior 16 men. What kinds of times will we have? We've got the fastest times right in the middle of the course here, with District de VAA de Bora Bora B in lane 3, District de VAA de Bora Bora A in lane 4, Hei Va'ahoi in lane 5, Whareihi in lane 6, and the Tahitians will be expecting a first, second and third out of this race final.
as they make their way up to the start line for this J16s. We have Purotua Te Moana in lane 1 from the Cook Islands. We have a black flag as well, which means the team in lane 5, Puhi Kaiariki from Horota, are currently over the line. But as they line up at the start line, Purotua Te Moana from the Cook Islands, Waitakere Outrigger Canoe Club team Whati Mai from New Zealand in lane 2, Te Are Māori, Te Pairangi lane 3, Okareka Heimatau Paddlers in lane 4, Puhi Kaiariki Horota Wakaama from New Zealand in lane 5, Hei Va'ahoi lane 6, Otaki Wakahoi in lane 7, and Tahiti District de VAA de Bora Bora in lane 8 as they get this race underway. There is a race between Okareka and Puhi Kaiariki, both from Aotearoa in that first 100 metres of this race.
There we have it. These teams from Aotearoa occupying the middle of the course. Heimatau Paddlers lane 4, Te Pairangi Te Are Māori in lane 3, Horota Wakaama Puhi Kaiariki in lane 5. That's where the fight-off is at the moment. But here in lane 2, there we have the other team from Aotearoa, Waitakere Outrigger. They are there. Whati Mai, they look like they're going to try their best to be up there too for a medal at the halfway mark. It's neck and neck. Lane 5, it could be the Horota girls in front. Horota Wakaama Puhi Kaiariki, they are in front at the moment, just ahead of their rivals there in lane 4, the team from Okareka Heimatau Paddlers.
Yes, as they make their way up to the last 200 odd metres in this race, it is going to be neck and neck between lane 5, Puhi Kaiariki, and lane 4, Heimatau Paddlers from Okareka. All of these junior women are in this race. They are pushing hard now. This team coming up here in lane 2 is coming up. That is Te Pairangi Te Are Māori. But with about 100 metres to go, the race is picking up. Is it going to be Horota Wakaama? Is it going to be Okareka? Who knows at this stage? There is a battle for that gold medal. This team here in lane number 4 are picking it up, and it might be a little bit too late. Who knows? 15 metres to go with a little bit like one blade. It is going to be Horota Wakaama that will take it out. Second, Okareka, and in third place, the Te Are Māori team from Te Pairangi Wakaama. New Zealand gold, silver and bronze in this Junior 16 women's final for the 500 metres.
What a final that Horota team just managed to hold out. They just managed to keep it on there, and you can see the happiness on their faces, the realization that they have become the world champions by a whisker as that team from Okareka started that charge in the last 20 metres. Every stroke they made took them closer and closer to that finish line, and it was too little too late because the Horota team had that last metre ahead of them and took out the gold medal.
Here it is, 2:04.27 from Horota Wakaama Puhi Kaiariki, a 2:04.66 from the Heimatau Paddlers, and a 2:07 from Te Pairangi Te Are Māori. And I'm going to just check now to see what the world record was and whether or not this Puhi Kaiariki team have broken the world record. Hold with me for just a second.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, great racing, those two New Zealand teams. And as we sit back and wait for these boys' teams, these J16, Junior 16 men to come up to the start line, I think we've got a little bit of a switch around now, because as you saw in that race, there were a bunch of New Zealand teams in the middle of the course there that occupied the lanes reserved for the fastest qualifiers. The same thing is happening now, but the other way around, where those lanes are now occupied by those Tahitian teams that I read out to you earlier, and they'll be holding those positions in lane 3, 4, 5 and 6. District de VAA de Bora Bora B, District de VAA Bora Bora A, Hei Va'ahoi, Whareihi, the 4 Tahitian teams occupying those lanes, Heimato Paddlers from Aotearoa in lane 2, Horauta Wakaama Baby Hellies in lane 1, Mare Kura Wakaama in lane 7, and Otaki Wakahoi in lane 8. So we've got 4 New Zealand teams and 4 Tahitian teams in this race. But I expect the Tahitians will think they will have 1, 2, 3 out of this.
Hotu, just a question. Was that a 2:05 from Horota?
I wrote it down, David, as a 2:04.
Well, based on that number, for the Junior 16s, we have a new world record, which is Horota Wakaama, taking it from New Zealand, who have held that since 2006, on the straight 500 metres for the Junior 16 girls. The previous record was 2:06. Puhi Kaiariki from Horota Wakaama is this year's world champions and new world record holders. Congratulations to them as these boys line up for the Junior 16 men's division B6 500 metre final. In lane 1, we have Horota Wakaama Baby Hellies, Heimato Paddlers, Pineapple Lumps in lane 2, Tahiti District de VAA de Bora Bora B and District de VAA de Bora Bora A in lane 3 and 4 respectively, Heiva Ahoy from Tahiti in lane 5, Whareihi in lane 6, Mare Kura Wakaama Club Tupaia in lane 7 and Otaki Wakahoi in lane 8.
Well, lane 2 there, Heimato Paddlers, the Pineapple Lumps from Aotearoa. They've come here to upset the party because at the moment they are just a little bit ahead of the Tahitian canoes right across the race course here. Let's see what it looks like at the halfway mark. But they're in lane 2, Heimato Paddlers, the Pineapple Lumps. Out in lane 3, District de VAA de Bora Bora B. The B team from Bora Bora. They're there in second place. And now at the halfway mark, the Tahitians show their strength and stamina and start to take out the New Zealanders as they come in for the second half of this race.
And as they make their way down their course, it is the District de VAA de Bora Bora B team at the moment that are racing in this race against their fellow teammates, the A team. The B team beat the A team in the 1,000 metre, and I'm sure they don't want that to happen again. But the B team again, District de VAA de Bora Bora B, are just picking up the speed and changing gear now as they make their way down this course. In the last lot of this 500 metres, in the last 50 metres, they are just pulling away at least 3 seats ahead as they make their way down the course. They cross the finish line. They will take out first place. And I think this Horota team, the Baby Hellies in lane 1, may have just picked the team in lane 2, the Heimato Paddlers Pineapple Lumps, for that bronze medal. But District de VAA de Bora Bora B, then District de VAA de Bora Bora A, followed by Horota Wakaama Baby Hellies. That's how it lines up as first, second and third, gold, silver and bronze for our Junior 16 men.
Wow, that team from Bora Bora, the B team, Bora Bora, District de VAA de Bora Bora B, out there in lane 3, smashed the A team as they came across the finish line, almost a full canoe length ahead. That's great paddling from these young men. In third place, Horota Wakaama, who destroyed the Heimato effort because right up until halfway, the Heimato Paddlers, the Pineapple Lumps, they were up there. They were in front of everybody else. Once they hit that halfway mark, though, they started to drop off the pace, and they dropped off it enough that the boys from Horota took them out.
It was a great race. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so good going out there with all us girls, especially with our partners for the double hole as our main competition. And I think even if they won, we would have been just as happy. But it's so good that we all put in such hard work for the past year, knowing that it finally paid off today is what counts the most for us and for all our whānau and friends and everyone else who supported us and helped us get here. I think we're all forever grateful for that because this is such a cool experience. Yeah.
It was the last day. What do you think about the championship?
I think it was so cool, like such a good experience, and also cool that we all got to do it together. Yeah, we all stuck by each other, and I think we proved not only to ourselves but to everyone else that we can do it, no matter what anyone else thought. Yeah.
Woo, congratulations!
Bravo, bravo, Oriano, bravo.
Yes, bravo to the Puhi Kaiariki team from Horota Wakahoi. the Junior 16 Women's Champion and world record holders for this year's 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships. And I'm sure we will be hearing from the men soon and getting those results for the men's races. I'm interested to see what time that District de VAA de Bora Bora B team did and put that up against the world record. And we have a brand new world record, e te iwi, 144.87 for the District de VAA de Bora Bora team. Previous world record by Tahiti, 150.84 in 2006.
Bon, une belle place aussi. Deuxième. On a 3 médailles. On a 3 médailles, on les a battus. 2 à eux. Ben, félicitations aussi à eux. Alors, petit coucou à la famille qui nous soutiennent et à les staff. Ok, merci.
Bon. Ouais, bravo, ça c'est l'équipe de Bora Bora.
Those young fellas there still short of breath. They did an awesome job. They did a job that brought them a great time, 144.87. That's faster than a lot of the open men's teams go, so that's a pretty great race. They're only 16 years old and maybe 15 years old. Some of them are even younger, and they did what needed to be done. They showed what it takes to be a champion and took that race out comfortably as the Master 60 women come up for the next final of the day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's only been 3 races, 3 finals, and it's getting pretty hot in this commentary booth. There's a lot of excitement right throughout our building. Everyone's really carried away over here because these races are so close to each other in terms of results that it's got us up off our seats every time, looking out the window and not knowing what's going to happen next. But those young men from that 16th crew from Bora Bora, District de Bora Bora B, and then their teammates from Bora Bora A, they are the good paddlers today.
Et voilà. Le courant est bien passé avec toute l'équipe, ça y est, champion du monde les gars. Le courant est bien passé avec nous, il n'était pas trop avec nous, mais on était contents quand même. Et voilà. Et on s'est bien mangé. C'est vrai, on n'a pas ramené la Tawati, non. Avec 6 mm. On est parti confiant aussi à notre collègue, notre barreur, Glenn. Ben. C'est parti, un petit cri de victoire. Attention en 3, 1, 2, 3.
Well, lucky for them, ladies and gentlemen, that their paddle timing is better than their chant timing because they missed out a little bit there. But doesn't matter when you're a gold medalist, doesn't matter what you do after that. You can do whatever you want, and they're the champions for 2018. And it'll be good to see if they hang around and see how they go for the next World Championships in Hawaii when a few of them may in fact be in the Junior 19s division.
We have our 3rd place getters, bronze medalists. This team from Orota Wakahoe, the Baby Hellies.
I have to congratulate those boys because they prevented a whitewash by the Tahitians. The Junior 16s girls race we saw earlier, it was a 1-2-3 by New Zealand. And I think everyone was expecting a 1-2-3 by Tahiti in the Junior 16 boys race. But thankfully for the New Zealanders, they managed to sneak in there with their team from Horota to take out a bronze medal. But despite all that, there's no taking it away from the power and strength of those 2 teams from Bora Bora. Bora Bora B, Bora Bora A in there, taking the gold and silver. As we wait and see what's happening on the start line. There's a few canoes look like they're aiming out towards Te Tiaroa instead of aiming towards Papeete. Hopefully they're going to turn around soon so we can get this next race underway.
Yeah, just wanted to pick up on the Bora Bora A and B teams. Fantastic racing from both of those teams, but when you've got another team that you can train with and really push, you saw just what can be done in this type of racing, especially when you've got two teams of equal caliber, of equal strength, just pushing each other all the way.
That's right, David. When you've got a training team partnering you for your, especially on your pathway to a World Championships, it's the best. It's the best platform to prepare yourself for an event like this. And then when both teams are in a final, what more could you ask? Because you're going to push each other across that finish line as the red flag is up. And I'm crossing my fingers that out there, stop their canoe, doesn't go over the start line, so we don't fool around out here. And it looks good, but lane 7 may have... Ooh, very close, very close. And it has come up. That black flag has come up. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Could be another half a minute or a minute or so as we wait around for these canoes outside in those outside lanes 6, 7, and 8. And now over here in lane 3, perhaps they've got a little bit of a slight edge across the line as well. They'll need to move back. Lane 4, the Ngāti, or lane 3, the team from Hawaii, I think it is, Island Masters. They need to back up. Lane 4, Ngāti, they've backed up a long, long way. So this team from Hawaii need to hurry up and back up before lane 1 goes across the line. And there they go. The Australians cross the line as well. This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. If one team takes too long to get their canoe back, it throws everything into disarray. And now you see the flags have been dropped on the start boat, and they've all been told off, and now they have to back up and reset this line and wait till the start official is ready to have them up there again. Very disappointing for those canoes that were already in waiting, and while they're waiting, other canoes just couldn't control their canoe and stop their drift across the start line.
Yeah, and just looking at the race starts, there were at least 3 or 4 canoes ready to go, and I would have expected that before those canoes crossed the line, that the red flag would have dropped and the green flag would have come up pretty quickly, but it didn't in this race. And regardless of how long the flag bearers take, you have to make sure that your waka does not cross the line, and if it does, you get back behind that line ASAP. And this is exactly what happens when you don't get your starts right in these races.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing there for those teams that were ready. I don't think I'd be a very good starter because I'd be very cutthroat, and as soon as 4 canoes will look like they're on the line, I would just start the race, and if you weren't ready, well, that's bad luck to you. But lucky for a lot of these teams, I am not the starter. They've got a kind-hearted person there waving those flags around, because I have been in races where we've been lining up on the start line, and if 3 canoes or 4 canoes are there ready to go, they will just start the race, and they do not care. They have no sympathy for anybody who is not ready when the starter calls that race. So it is important for you to be on the job when you come to a start line. It is your job. It is your canoe's job to make sure you're in the right place, not the starters. The starter's job only is to send you away down that race course. And there we have, way out there, we still have canoes that are pointing the wrong direction. And ladies and gentlemen, I expect to be here for another 2 or 3 minutes as they get themselves sorted, and they paddle right around, by the looks of things, right around the official boats and reset this race. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just come back now, and let's cross our fingers and hope that these crews coming up to the start line act like world champions and do a proper start, and that this black flag is not flown again, and they do it. There they go, a big race. The starter decided to be cutthroat and just start the race, even if canoes were not right up on the start line, which is bad luck from the team in lane 4, Ngāti Rehia team Tai Tokerau, because they were a good half a canoe length behind everybody else, but it doesn't seem to have mattered at the moment because they've caught everybody up already, and they're on the charge. The team from Ngāti Rehia, from Tai Tokerau, Aotearoa, they look like, even after starting way behind everybody, that by that halfway mark they will be in front of all the other teams. Great effort by them. Out here in lane 1, Malulabar from Australia, they want to get themselves a medal, but coming in through, not far away from the halfway mark, we do have that team from Aotearoa in front.
Great work there from that Aotearoa team. Ngāti Rehia, Team Tai Tokerau, they took out the gold in the Master 60 Women 1,000 metres yesterday. They are showing their strength again in the 500 metres, but a challenge is underway in lane 1 and out there in the far lane. Lane 1, Malulabar from Australia, as they make their way up to the 250 metre mark. Lane 7 is Ngāti Rehia, Wahine Rehutai are making a little bit of a challenge as well, as that team out there in lane 5, Canadian Orca Spirit. Keep an eye on that team as well, but at this stage, the gold medal looks to be held by this team, Tai Tokerau, if they can just keep their waka straight and get over the line. Nice and easy for them, one canoe length ahead, but there's definitely a race for that silver medal, Hotu.
Yeah, big race coming on for that silver medal, David. This Australian team in lane 1, they're doing okay, but every now and then their steerer does a bit of a handbrake, and each time she does one of those handbrakes, it gives the team from lane 2 a little bit of a chance. That Haleiwa team, and out there in lane 5, the team from Canada Orca Spirit, they're starting to charge up at it too. It's no doubt about who's going to come in first. This team of fantastic ladies from Ngāti Rehia. Lane 1 comes in with the silver medal from Malulabar. And over there in lane 5, the Canadians from Orca Spirit take out the bronze. And that's a happy bunch of ladies as they came from behind to take out that race. They were at least a good half a canoe length behind most of the other women in this race, but they took them out by the halfway mark and gave it to them to be a whole canoe length ahead at the end.
And that one whole canoe length is not usual in any of these 500 metre races, so they have just smashed everybody in this race. Congratulations to Ngāti Rehia, Team Tai Tokerau, 2 from 2 gold medals at this year's IVF World Sprint Championships. They won the 1,000 metres, and they are now the world champions for the 500 metre Master 60 Women V6 500 metres.
Sheridan, ladies and gentlemen, there's more finals to come as the times are posted. 2:14.06 for Ngāti Rehia, 2:17 for Malulabar, 2:17.11 and 2:17.77 for the Canadians. That's a great time for those ladies from Ngāti Rehia. Very close between our two teams that came second and third, but that silver medal definitely goes to Malulabar. The Australians will be happy with that. So too will the Canadians. That's another medal to add to their tally as they build upon what they've won already.
And that 2:14 from the Ngāti Rehia team looks to be a new world record for the Master 60 woman. The last world record was held by Island Masters from Hawaii of a time of 2:24.93. So they have just annihilated and obliterated that record, their previous record, by 10 seconds or two. 10 seconds. Congratulations to this team from Ngāti Rehia. Not only do you have 2 gold medals now, but you have a world record for this 500-metre race.
10 seconds. I can't believe it. A 10-second difference. But when
Wow.
I look at it, even the second and third place getters were what, 7 seconds ahead of the old world record. So somewhere these over 60s women are getting some kind of extra power, extra speed, and they did a fantastic job, the women from Ngāti, maybe because they were so far behind everyone, they got angry. And they got angry and they said, we're going to take this. We don't care. We're just going to go out and we're going to catch everyone. We're going to beat them. We're going to be the world champions. And in doing so, they got a world record as well. As the master men come up there, lining up, they've got a red flag. I'll read the list out because no doubt a black flag will come up. Lane 1, Canada, Calgary Iceman. Lane 2, Hawaii, Ngā Molokama. Lane 3, Tahiti. Tahiti Pīrai VAA. Tahiti again in lane 4, Team OPT. Again in lane 5, it is Tahiti District de VAA de Moria. Australia in lane 6, Rockingham Dad's Army. Tahiti in lane 7, Pīrai VAA B. New Zealand, the only New Zealand team out there, Hoi Aroha Whānau or Mao Ao. And I'm very happy to say that I predicted correctly and a black flag came up as we read those names, and they are away. Here we go. In lane 4, who do we have? Tahiti. Team OPT out there in front. These guys from Pīrai in lane 3. Pīrai VAA, they paddle really, really well through all the elimination rounds, the progressions that came through. But Team OPT in the Master Men 60 at the moment are far ahead of everyone else, and they haven't even got to the halfway mark yet.
Yeah, great paddling from this team in lane 4 for the Master 60 men final. Great work from them as they make their way down the course. Lane number 4, that is Team OPT from Tahiti. Just look, they're already one canoe length ahead of everyone else. It is going to be a battle for that silver medal. And it looks to be a battle between Pīrai VAA and District de VAA de Moria, which are the Tahiti teams. And it might just be a whiteout or a wipeout from the Tahitians in this Master 60 event.
The races for silver and bronze, because the gold medal has already been picked up by OPT and put in the case of their club rooms, because there's no chance anyone's going to catch them now. They're already a canoe length ahead at the halfway mark, so no one's going to catch them, but they're inside them in lane 5. We've got District de VAA de Moria charging along trying to get them. Pīrai was up there earlier, but they've fallen off the heat. And now it's the team on the other side, District de VAA de Moria, going for second place.
Yeah, and as they cross the line, this team will be our world champions for 2018, followed by lane 5, then lane 6. That is Tahiti Team OPT, District de VAA de Moria, and I think Australia might have just pipped in for that third spot, the Rockingham Dad's Army team.
Rockingham Dad's Army, they might have taken the bronze medal. Pīrai VAA was so far up there at the beginning of the race, towards that halfway mark. Pīrai had that third place in check, but what happened was out there in lane 6, you can see they're happy, they're standing up in their canoe. They need to sit down just in case they tip out, and then it causes another delay in racing. These guys from Australia, Rockingham, they've come third. They need to sit down in their canoe, paddle in so they can get their medal. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, 153.65 for Team OPT, 157.93 for District de VAA de Moria, and Rockingham Dad's Army, 158.73.
It was a great race.
Thank you very much. Look, it's just a pleasure to be here in this beautiful island of Tahiti, Tahiti Nui, and for the hospitality that it has been extended to us. Just makes our paddling out there a little bit more pleasurable and exciting.
The victory was for New Zealand.
Yes, the victory was for New Zealand. Tai Tokerau at the north of the North Island. So we're just pleased to be here and to represent many of our family and friends back home, and also the people that we've met here, you know, to acknowledge their support of us while we've been here. Thanks very much. Awesome.
Ai, kia ora, kia mohi ai koutou I tīmata tēnei hā kinakina, nā I mare na etahi o ngā tāne, ngā tangata I ngā mea o Hawaii, o Tahiti. Nō reira, ka moe mātahi Brightwell ia Reipoia Cowan, a Jean Te Tohu kia Maria Stevens, ka puta mai tēnei hā kina nui puta no I Aotearoa I Nāianei. Rua te kau tatania, rua te kau tori te kau tau. Nō reira, nā mihi ki ngā Tahitian who married us.
Merci encore, Mekis. Merci pour ce message en Maori. On était en direct sur Tahiti Nui Télévision.
Ouais, bravo, bravo.
And no doubt there'll be some more Māoris marrying Tahitians after this event, if anything's to go by. So great result for Ngāti. They're here, they're really, really happy. Big mihi to Kura and Hilda as they explain the whakapapa or the genealogy of Wakaama in Aotearoa. And we sit back and wait for the next race on the list of progressions, which is our final for the Master 40 Women Race 391. And it's looking like a good one again because we've got a bunch of Tahitian teams in the middle. Lane 1, Far North Queensland from Australia. Lane 2, Helani from Hawaii. Lane 3, Te Aurere Uruhina from Aotearoa, New Zealand. Teva Tahiti in lane 4. Tamari Vairao from Tahiti in lane 5. Arueva from Tahiti in lane 6. Kelowna from Canada in lane 7, and Tahiti District de Raiatea in lane 8.
These Master 40 women, we should expect some good starts. No start faults. They've been pretty good throughout the heats and the semi-finals, so not expecting any of those start faults there in that race or two, but we'll just wait and see. I think the conditions are such that some of these teams are getting a little bit pushed over the mark, but it means that their number 5 and number 6 really have to hold them earlier and hold them on the line, because we know that the starter flag bearers are holding that red flag for quite a while before they release the races for racing. So if you are ahead, then these teams really need to just slow down a little bit, hold their waka, and even if their number 5 is backpedaling a little bit just to hold them against that current in those winds, they should be all right.
Standing by, ladies and gentlemen, as we see our list coming up on your screens ahead of you there. We look down the race course. The canoes are just working their way around the end horse buoy, and we can see them from here. They're just starting to straighten up as we listen to the gold medal winners from Tahiti, and the women are here on the start line. I say they're going to go because their team way out wide is going to be drifting up so fast and so late that it'll put the other teams off, and that's what's happened. Out there in lane 7, Kelowna from Canada, late coming in, and then slow enough that the other teams here in lanes 1, 2 and 3 ended up being pushed off the line. Lane 1 needs to start backing up quickly.
Yeah, I would have expected that the race would have started without the Kelowna team there, because you had at least 3 or more teams at the start line ready to go. It makes for much more difficult pedaling for these other teams, especially knowing that they are all behind the line. Lane 1 and lane 2 have difficulty now trying to get over the line, and they may have actually started outside of their lane just because of that Kelowna team out there in lane 7 from Canada. But as they make their way down the course, it is in lane 4 and lane 6 at the moment where there is a challenge going on. Lane 4, Tahiti, Teva, and lane 6, Arueva, are both from Tahiti in this Master 40 Women's Final.
Don't discount those paddlers out there from Raiatea, Tahiti District Divide, Raiatea out there in lane 8. Lane 6, Arueva, they're charging along as well, but for the moment, comfortable in first position. It's lane 4, Tahiti Teva, that seem to be holding their position very, very well. They're not up to the halfway mark yet, but out there in lane 8, I'm pretty sure that Raiatea team is probably in third or fourth position, trying to see if they can drag some of these other crews in. Halfway mark comes along. There we have a Team Teva in front. Lane 3, Te Aurere Uruhina in second place at the moment. That team from Te Aurere from Rotorua, they'll be trying their best in there in lane 3, because it looks like at the moment they are holding second place over Tamari Vaira from Tahiti in lane 5 and Arue VAA from Tahiti in lane 6 with less than 200 metres to go.
Yes, nice shot there to show us at least one canoe length ahead is this Tahiti team in lane 4, Tahiti Teva. But lane 3 is making their mark known as they make their way up to the last 30 or 40 metres in this race. That team in lane 3 is picking it right up. The team Te Aurere Uruhina, because they know they want that silver medal. The gold medal is going to go to this team out in lane 4. Who else but Teva Tahiti will take this out. Second place and the silver medal to lane 3, but the bronze is too hard to call from where I am sitting, so I'm not going to say who may have got that. You may have seen a better shot than I did, Hotu, but lane 4, Tahiti Teva with the gold medal. Lane 3, Te Aurere Wakaama Uruhina taking out the silver for the 40 women's final.
I think it was the Far North Queensland team coming in third, just ahead of Arue VAA. Arue VAA in lane 6, they were so close, and I think one of them stopped just before the finish line. That was the difference between a fourth place and a bronze medal. So the team from Far North Queensland, they'll be happy. They'll be celebrating up there in the far north of Australia. Here they've come all this way to Tahiti. They're going home with a bronze medal. Te Aurere Uruhina, they're going home with a silver. But there's no one, without a doubt, that's going to say that the Tahitian team of Tahiti Teva did not deserve to win that race in a time of 2:01.13. Uruhina came in at 2:05.49, and Healani, it was Healani out there in lane 2 that came in. We thought it was Far North Queensland, but it was Healani with 2:07.12.
And these times, the Master 40 Women's 2:01.13 is close, if not around the same time as those Open Women's semi-finals. So fast times here from the Open Master 40 division. And the last time for the Open Women, or for the Master 40 Women time, was actually a 2:09.86 in 2016. That was the record for the Master 40. So we've just obliterated that again in this race. Hotu, these are just incredible, the times that we're getting. We're at least taking off 8 seconds off last World Sprints times. That is just, I'm just a little bit speechless when I see these times coming in.
Well, I think this is a race course built for world record times. I was talking to some paddlers who were here in the 80s when they had world championships here way back then, and they were telling me that the same thing then, that records were being made and set during that time, but coming back here and then having them smashed and broken again as we get the start of this next race, the Master Men's 40 Division final coming up. In lane 1, Whakatū Marae Wakaama. Lane 2, District de VAA de Morea Tahiti. EDT VAA in lane 3. Hinaraurea lane 4 Tahiti. Paddling Connection lane 5 Tahiti. Tuatai VAA lane 6 Tahiti. Pineola Orange from Akarana lane 7. And Montour Shell Team 2 New Caledonia. There's a lot of Tahitian teams in this race.
Yeah, we have at least 4 Tahiti teams, 3 NZ teams. Let's see how they go in this race. I'm sure the Tahitians will be wanting to get that gold, silver and bronze. But out there in lane 1, 6 and 7, New Zealand and New Caledonia will be racing to try and get there. But as they make their way over the 250 metre mark, that is lane 2, 3 and 4 by the looks of it. District de VAA de Morea, EDT VAA in lane 3, Hinaraurea in lane 4. That Hinaraurea team have been phenomenal throughout these races, and I'm sure they're going to put it to them as they get into the last 100 metres of this race. All of these teams are going to be changing gear and picking it up.
Hinarauria, they've been pedaling really, really well. They went a little bit, they did a little bit of an angle there, which may have allowed EDT and District Divide de Morin to come through. Out there in lane 5, Pedaling Connection took advantage of that little zig that Hinarauria did, and they picked it up. Here they come. It's lane 4. Hinarauria has come second, taken out at the finish line by EDT, or by Pedaling Connection in lane 5. That was a very close race. Pedaling Connection may have just been strong enough in their last 50 metres to just pull Hinarauria back and take them out.
Yeah, I think it went first Pedaling Connection from Tahiti, Hinarauria second, and then EDT VAA with the bronze medal. Gold, silver and bronze to Tahiti for this Master 40 men's division. I will be interested to see what their times are as they make their way back into shore. But great racing from these teams. And you are right there. Hinarauria had it, and their waka moved a little bit and jigged one way and then had to come back and realigned on the other. Whereas the Pedaling Connection team had a straight line, and they were able to capitalise on that in that last 50 metres of the race.
Absolutely, and those are the things that count doing a race like this. 1:43.21 for the Pedaling Connection. 1:43.52. How close is that? And 1:44.73 for EDT. Whitewashed by Tahiti. Great times. Very, very close between Pedaling Connection and Hinarauria.
And they have taken a new world record as well, 1 second off the previous world record.
On n'a même pas pu aller chercher nos tricots pour changer, et puis voilà, elles ont lâché le départ. Donc là, on voulait vraiment cette médaille d'or, quoi. Hein? Voilà. Voilà, ben, notre message est toujours le même pour nos familles qui nous soutiennent, nos maris respectifs, nos enfants, nos mamans, nos parents, enfin, et puis pour Tahiti, voilà. Voilà.
Super, bravo.
Tahiti, show. Oui, ok. 1, 2, 3.
Tahiti, show we!
Hey, show we.
Congratulations to our Tahiti teams who have just shown everyone what they're made of at these World Sprint Championships. And they have come back for vengeance. They didn't have a very good showing at the Australia World Championships in 2016. Aotearoa coming home as the world champions at that regatta. This year, the Tahitians spent the past 2 years really working on coming back stronger in their home town and in their home country, and they've just done that, exactly that, in all of the divisions. And we've seen this now in the Master 40 men's division with the first, second and third to Tahiti.
We have another final, which brings juniors to the racing arena again. It's the young ladies in the junior 19s division in the next race. And it's a fairly full lineup of New Zealand crews in this race, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we have 5 NZ teams in this next final for the Junior 19 women, and 2 teams from Tahiti and 1 team from Australia for the J19 women V6 500 metre final that is making their way up to the start line at the moment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in lane 1, we have Toiki Va'a from Tahiti. Lane 2, Pipi Taiari, Horauta Wakaama from Aotearoa. Lane 3, Pueu Nui from Tahiti. Lane 4, Hine Toa from Horauta Wakaama, New Zealand. Tiare Māori from Te Pairangi, New Zealand. Poe Moana from Mare Kura Wakaama Club from New Zealand. Manu Wahine from Manukau Outrigger Canoe Club from New Zealand, and Malula Bar from Australia coming in lane 8. Here we watch these young ladies as they go around the big course marker buoy at the end and start lining themselves up for the start of what will be another big race for the Horauta team to see how they go. They've got 2 crews in there.
On est tous contents. On la voulait celle-là après la disqualification d'hier. On voulait faire une médaille d'or aujourd'hui et c'est ce qu'on a fait. Maruru à tous les copains, tout le travail qui a été fait, même pour les entraînements qu'on a fait. Et merci à tout le monde.
À ce niveau-là, il fallait faire attention sur quoi? Le départ, l'arrivée, tout le long de la course?
Ouais, ben le départ déjà, il fallait prendre un bon départ. C'est ce qu'on a fait. Et après tout le long, il fallait aussi regarder à côté. Qu'est-ce qu'il faisait quoi? Il fallait gérer sur le 500 mètres. C'est pas long, mais c'est intense. Ah, Maruru mettait une mofé à hoi. Te hoi mettait mahana. Ohina armato hare itra remata mua. Roa mai. Maruru metei. Maruru no mau whaini ni rai. Rau hia mai. Maruru no mau tua whare. Paturu no menei. E me metei hiro te mana.
Maruru.
C'est pour la Polynésie.
C'est pour nous. C'est pour toute
Une
la
médaille
Polynésie.
d'or pour la Polynésie. Super.
Bravo. Et nos familles. Merci Oriano.
Merci les gars, félicitations encore.
Let's see how good these young ladies are at the start line, ladies and gentlemen. We've already seen a few delays because of the older, more mature teams trying their luck out on the start line. So let's see how we go with these J19 Junior 19s women. We've given you the list. There's a bunch of New Zealanders. There's an Australian and a black flag and 2 Tahitian teams. Let's see who it is here in lane 1. Tahitian crew Toiki Va'a. Out there, it looks like it's lane 6. Mare Kura Poe Moana. Lane 1's drifted across that line again. They've got to be careful because the way these starters have started the last couple of races, when they've started them quickly, they haven't given anyone a chance to. And if these people don't even make an attempt to back up, the starter will start that race. Now we're back out there in lane 8. Lane 8 is over the line. Now lane 6 again.
Lane 6 will need to back up a bit more, otherwise they will be disqualified. So too lane 8 now. I can see that lane 8's being pushed over a little bit more, but if they can just get behind that line, we can get this race underway and started. Lane 1's on a bit of an angle, but that's what happens when the back of your waka gets pushed over. Black flag is down, green flag is up. That was a really close one for that Tahiti team in lane 1, who will start this race. Lane 1, Toiki Va'a from Tahiti, Horauta Wakama Pipitayari in lane 2 from New Zealand, Tahiti Pueu Nui from Tahiti in lane 3, Horauta Wakama Hine Toa from New Zealand in lane 4, Te Pairangi Tiare Māori from New Zealand in lane 5, Marekura Wakama Club Poe Moana, lane 6, Manukau Outrigger Canoe Manu Wahine in lane 7 from New Zealand, and lane 8 Malulabar from Australia.
Yeah, poor old Malulabar. They were still backing up when the green flag came down, came up, and so they were on catch up right from the beginning of this race. Whereas out there in lane 5, Tiare Māori from Te Pairangi, they got a good start on, as too did the team from Horauta Hinetoa. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, a fight between 2 New Zealand teams, one in lane 4, one in lane 5, and then over here in lane 2, another Horauta team, Pipi Taiari. They're going to have a go at them too, but at the halfway mark, it looks like it is Horauta in first place. Tiare Māori over on the other side from Te Pairangi, just 1 seat behind in second place, and another Horauta team now looks like they're in third. Pipi Taiari in third place, and if this team doesn't want to, this team from Te Pairangi, Tiare Māori, if they want to get a gold medal, they'll need to do something here because they've got to pick up their pace and try and haul in the Horauta team. At the moment, it's Pipi. It's not Pipi. Pipi Taiari, it's Hinetoa in front. Hinetoa's in front. They're going to be there by at least a nose as they come into the finish line, David.
Yes, it is. They start making their way to the finish line. It is neck and neck between these teams. Lane number 4, Hinetoa from Horauta Wakama, and beside them, Tiare Māori from Te Pairangi. Horauta Wakama is going to take it out and take this year's championships, but it's going to be a fight for their bronze medal, and I think The team from Horota Pipitaiari may have just been pipped by the Tahiti Pueu Nui team on the line. One last little pull and they got themselves that bronze medal. But this team here, Hine Toa from Horota Wakaama, J19 winners of the gold medal for this year.
I think you're right, David. I think it was Pueu Nui that came in there, out there in lane 5. Te Pairangi, they're distraught. They thought they might have had it. They were so close to the team Hine Toa from Horota, but that Horota team was just a little bit too tough for them, and they came in, got the gold medal. Their paddler number 2, she's sitting there. She's fully emptied her gas tank and got a silver medal for her efforts as we cross now to these Masters men as they speak of their race.
On a beaucoup travaillé pour essayer de ramener au plus haut les couleurs du Fénois. Je suis très content aujourd'hui, on a fini notre contrat. Et voilà, Maruru à vous tous qui nous ont soutenus jusqu'au bout. Je fais un petit coucou à la famille de Riatea et à la Polynésie. Voilà, on est très contents, il y a trop sur le podium de Tahiti. Magnifique.
C'est beau, merci Oriano, super. Bravo à tous.
There you go, 2 minutes and 14 for Horota Wakaama. That is a fantastic time in the J19 event. Not quite enough to pip the Tahiti team, who still holds the world record from 2006 of 159.15. But that time is close enough to those open women's times at the moment, Hotu.
Yeah, great paddling by these young women. Those J19s teams, junior 19s crews, they are very, very good. As we now go to the junior men's race, the final in lane 1, Lee Fuka Wallace VAA 1 from Wallace and Fortuna. District de VAA de Bora Bora B, they are in lane 2. Team OPT lane 3, District de VAA de Raiatea lane 4, District de VAA de Bora Bora A in lane 5, Maua Tamaiti no Papara lane 6, Te Aurere Wakaama lane 7, Mitsumitanga Canoe Club Team Paddle Fly lane 8.
And this is one of the only races this morning so far that didn't have a black flag, and it's great to see that these junior 19 men can line up on the line well and quickly for this race. They are underway at the moment. There's the team there from New Zealand, Te Aurere Wakaama in lane 7, but they are already ahead, the team in lane 5, which is District de VAA de Bora Bora A from Tahiti.
Could be a bit of a close one there, David, between lane 4 and lane 5. Just from that angle, I don't know for sure, but actually it is pretty clear for lane 5. District de VAA de Bora Bora A. They are probably a good half a canoe length ahead at the halfway mark. What can one of these other Tahitian teams pull out of the bag to haul them in? In lane 4, lane 5. It doesn't look that far apart, so we might have a bit of a dog race as it comes into the final stages here, because we've got Raiatea in their orange shirts. They are in lane 4. Out there in lane 7, Te Aurere Wakaama. They are a little bit behind the pace at the moment, but definitely in lane 5 for the moment. It's District de VAA de Bora Bora A charging in. Those guys outside wide there, Mitsumitanga looking across. In lane 1 we have the Wallace and Fortuna team trying their best as well. Raiatea looks across, this stroke looks across. They think they mightn't have a chance, because out there in lane 5, District de VAA de Bora Bora A, they start to come in and buy, less than the nose of a canoe. Take it, and there they go. The flying paddles of Tahiti go flying through the air, and lucky no one's flying around in the water. There's these guys. They're happy. They know they're number 1 from Bora Bora. They came in first, and that was Raiatea in the orange shirts coming in second.
Yes, that team, their number 4 got themselves out of the waka. Hopefully they are not disqualified for that. There are clear rules on staying seated in the waka the whole time. But congratulations to that team. Excellent racing in this Junior 19 men's division. That team, District de VAA de Bora Bora A, over the line nice and quickly. They will be this year's World Junior 19 Men Champions for the 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships. just great racing from these 19 men and women. And there it is, 140.80 and a new world record. The previous record by Tahiti being 142.34 in 2006. We've got a 140.80 from this team, District de VAA de Bora Bora A. Great racing from these Tahiti teams.
What a fantastic time there by this team of young men from Bora Bora. The A team from Bora Bora, 140.80. It's only 0.6 outside of the world record for the open men's time. So that's a fantastic result for them. Bora Bora, they have shown the kind of training that they do over on their island. The food they eat must be the right kind of paddling food, because their young men have been taking out these races, the 16s and the 19s, in grand style. Here they go, trying to find all their paddles again after throwing them away into the ocean. But now they've found them, they're able to paddle back into shore, and no taking it away from these teams from the island of Bora Bora. They are fantastic.
Finish off, it was just nice for us girls to go out with a bang to our campaign. A year of training and early mornings just really paid off for us, and especially to our number one Kaus here. She was in the junior 16 women's as well that just won gold before us, so it's just huge ups to her from going straight from that race into ours and performing the way she did and really helping us and our team get across that line first. But also huge ups to all the other teams for coming out here and giving us a good fight. It wasn't easy, but it just goes to show how much we wanted it and how much we weren't going to let anyone take it from us. So thank you. Oh, and to New Zealand, we just want to thank you for all your support, especially all our families and all our friends and all the messages we've been receiving and all the newspapers and stuff we've been in. It's just really great to see. So, love you, everyone.
Kia ora, cette représentante.
Yeah, ngā mihi kia koutou hine toa from Horota Waka Ama, this year's world champions. Some great words from them, Hotu, and a big mihi to all of those in Tūranganui a Kiwa and in Aotearoa watching these World Sprint Championships, these final races for the 500 metres, as our Master 70 women make their way out onto the start line. You can see that they are slowly making their way out there, but these 19 men are just coming in as well. Some great racing from them. If you have just missed it, they have broken a new world record, of the 140 mark, I think it is. So congratulations to them as well. As these teams here, this team as we're looking at, Salish C from Canada, they are the fastest qualifier, so they are the ones to look out for, and they will be gunning for gold today.
Yeah, that Salish C's team were pretty awesome through the preliminary rounds. So no doubt they'll be hoping to secure a gold medal for Canada. Wouldn't that be something? Canada with a medal from the gold medal ranks. That would be perfect for their tally at the moment as these teams head on up to the start line. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's not too many races left to go. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races left, and the 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships will be over. It's this team from Salish Seas. If they can get another gold medal, that would give them a second gold medal and bump them up the table, I think. And that would put them up there equal with the Hawaiians. So it's looking like a bit of a challenge on there for the Hawaiians to keep the Canadians out. And the Canadians will want to be in there. The Australians as well, they'll want to get themselves a medal, because if they get a gold medal, the ladies from Malulaba, they will in fact overtake Canada in the medal stakes.
Great to see Hotu, the Master 70 women's team from Canada. Yesterday, the Canadians took out the gold medal in the 1500 metres, and the 1,000 meters, I should say, for the over 70s. So we are looking at these teams as they make their way up. A number of Hawaiian teams, Hotu, and there's probably, what, 6 Hawaiian teams and one Canadian team and one Australian team in this next race. But I'll hand it over to our teams now.
Yes, Tavana Bora Bora, Gaston Tongsan, he's hosted us a few times when we've been over to his island, so he'll no doubt be very, very proud of the young men of Bora Bora who brought great mana to their island.
Bravo à Santavana et au président, à tout ce comité organisateur. Et magnifique à nos jeunes qui ont porté la rame très haute à cette compétition. Champion du monde de vitesse, eh ben, je suis très fier de mes garçons. Hein, ils ont commencé très tôt d'ailleurs au collège. Hein. Ils ont gagné pratiquement toutes les courses de collège à Montréal. Et nous voilà ici sur ce podium extraordinaire. Quel magnifique. Et toi, Maruru était les jeunes. Bravo.
Maruru les jeunes. Alors donner la parole aussi à Teanawe, super content. Là.
Super content pour la dernière médaille d'or qu'on a eu aujourd'hui et on remercie aussi notre Tawana qui était ici présent dans le plan d'eau qu'on vient d'étudier.
Parle-nous un peu de cette dernière course, c'était pas facile.
Vu qu'il y avait 4 couloirs avec que des Tahitiens dedans, c'est méfié plus sur les Tahitiens que sur les pays. Mais là on a remporté l'or. Content d'être à Maruru et tau ra Hawaii ti mora me te mana no te tataura e ta maruru to e tau ta mato tauna ti te ro me te mana e maruru te atu.
Maruru te Anawe, félicitations encore à toute l'équipe les gars.
Elle est belle notre jeunesse, vous la voyez à l'image, elle vient des îles, elle est représentative également de notre pays.
As we said, ladies and gentlemen, there's 6 Hawaiian teams in this race, and only 2 other nations represented here: the Australians and the Canadians. Mooloolaba, they've got some pretty tough paddlers in that Mooloolaba squad. So I'm reckoning that they might be right up there with the Salish Sea ladies. So I'm not going to choose winning crew at the moment because lane 3, 4, and 5 have the chance to be the winners of this race as we line up, and they're being called up to the line.
Yeah, this Master 70 the women's race. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, look out for Salish Sea. They've been fantastic throughout. But with all of these Hawaiian teams in this race, you just never know. But I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and say Salish Sea as they line up, Hotu. We'll see how we go. But he's hoping we don't get a start fault, which has been quite common in these 500-meter races today.
Very common, actually, over the last few days. So and these canoes need to try and line up like these two here outside there by the orange boys, but I'm not sure why the person in number 4 pushed their paddle on that side, because all they managed to do was make their canoe turn around the other way even further. So let's see what happens. Paddling forward up there is not really a good idea, because all it's going to do is help the wind blow you across the line, as is happening now with the lane 5 canoe Hawaiian. I think that's Hawaiian there, and then outside of them lane 6 Waikiki Surf doing the backups. And look at lane 3 just sitting there quietly, the Mooloolaba team.
Yes, and it's only a white flag, so every team should be coming up to the false start line. So they need to really get themselves back. The flag starters have dropped the white flag, so all of the teams will have to go back behind the false start line before the white flag will even come up and call them up to that false start line.
Now someone's gone for a swim. There we go. All of that what we talked about earlier, there's got to be lots of comms going on the canoe when you're trying to line up backwards and forwards. So now we'll have to see the rescue boat zoom across and help that canoe get turned back upright. Make sure all these aunties there in the water are all okay. Make sure no one's been hit by the kiato or the ama as the canoe turned over. Flip the canoe back upright, bail all the water out again, and go through the process once again as we get a fantastic dive from the lifeguard as he leaps into the water to help out with these people. He's got to watch out he doesn't get hit by that ama when they swing it across and flip the canoe back upright again.
Yeah, and I think I might have spoken too soon, Hortu, because I think that might be the Canada team. Say, let's see, lane number 4 potentially, unless it's lane number 3 Malulaba, but they're struggling a little bit to get that waka over at the moment, but as soon as that waka comes over, they're going to have to get back in the waka and they're going to have to bail all the water out if they're wanting to have a chance in this race. So this may take a few minutes.
That was lane 5, David. It looks like it was Hawaiian Canoe Club. Yeah, lane 5. This is going to take a while, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do they have to get, which they've done now, get the canoe upright, they have to get everyone back into the canoe. Then they have to start bailing all the water out. So bear with us as we get this all sorted out and organised. As you watch these ladies, if you notice, they all go around to the outrigger side, the ama side of the canoe, because that's the east, in terms of keeping the canoe upright, that's the best side to climb in. If they had started trying to climb in from the right-hand side, the open side, it would have risked another chance of the canoe flipping. I think the steerer at the moment shouldn't try too hard to be reaching out on the right-hand side there, because when the canoe is full of water like it is, it actually sits down a lot lower and the armour sits up high and could turn over as we listen to Lara Collins give us a bit of a report on what's been happening.
What do you think about the organisation?
The organisation has been great. I think the local organising committee has done a really good job. The race course is very fair and yeah, the organisation has been fantastic.
How many New Zealand athletes coming here?
555 paddlers from New Zealand. That's a lot of paddlers.
And medals?
Yeah, I don't know what the medal tally is, but everybody is happy with their result. Really happy to do the best they can.
Thank you, Lara.
No, do it again. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for a fantastic championship. All of Tahiti has been really excellent and welcoming to everybody. So thank you, Tahiti. Thank you.
Welcome back, and we have just been informed that while our Master 70 women are getting themselves sorted, the racing committee are going to start the next race, which is the Master 70 men V6 500 metre straight final. There are 7 teams in this race. Ngā Molokama from Hawaii, Parihaka Wakaama Kotuku in lane 2, and it was a Parihaka Wakaama club that took out the 1,000 metres in the Master 70 men's yesterday, so watch out for them. Kihei from Hawaii in lane 3, Calgary Icemen from Canada, lane 4, Anuenue from Hawaii in lane 5, Tahiti Ruahatsu from Tahiti in lane 6, and Kihei from Hawaii in lane 7. So that's the next race that is coming up, the Master 70 men, and then that will be followed by our Master 70 women.
As we wait for the start of that race, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on air. We've got the canoes that are left. There's only a few finals left for us to broadcast to you, but all the boys who look after all the canoes are just checking everything. Maybe some of them are actually de-rigging some of the canoes now and taking them away as we see the 70s men, Master 70s men line up. It's a straight final. They didn't do any heats. They just have come straight into the final. I was talking to some of the Hawaiians earlier this morning that are in this division, and they said it was pretty much a draw. We just drew straws to see who was in what lane. So here we have it. There's 7 teams lining up. 1, 2, 3, 4 from Hawaii, 1 from Tahiti, 1 from Aotearoa, and 1 from Canada. Those Calgary Icemen from Canada. Calgary is where we had a World Championships a few years ago now. It was in Calgary, then in Rio de Janeiro, then it was in Australia, now it's here in Tahiti. Calgary Icemen in lane 4. Anuenue Canoe Club in Hawaii. If ever you've been to Hawaii, Anuenue Canoe Club is right down there on Waikiki Beach. Lots of people know Uncle Nappy Napoleon. They've gone down there and spent time with them. He's always been very, very friendly with lots of paddlers from throughout the world, and his generosity and hospitality is renowned for borrowing or lending canoes to teams and allowing them to train on their club canoes down there at Anuenue. He's a great role model and a great legend in the world of VAA, not just in Hawaii, but throughout the Pacific, throughout the world. I've travelled with him to a few places, and everywhere we go, everyone knows him. They walk up from everywhere, and they want to have their photograph taken with him. The great legend, Nappy Napoleon, he's there in lane 5 with Anuenue, his club from Hawaii. Outside of them, the Ruahatu team from Tahiti. Kihei, the other Hawaiian team, out there in lane 7, as we get a line-up and a black flag as well.
Well, I'm expecting these teams to get behind the line pretty quickly. That black flags come down, and then a green flag to come up soon thereafter in this race. That team out there in lane 7 looks to be just over the line a little bit. They'll be expected to push back, get behind that line, and if they can get behind the line, then this race will be underway. Oh, the green flag has gone up, and the team out in lane 7 looks to be still over the line, and their black flag is staying up, so there will be a disqualification in this race as this Master 70 Men Straight final gets underway. It's out there in lane 5 at the moment. Lane 5, which is the team from Hawaii, Anuenue, off to a great start.
Anuenue there. We have in lane, in seat 1, Gaylord Wilcox. He's been paddling at World Championship events since the 1980s, and he's out there. It's great to see people who've been paddling for all those years, for 30 years, coming to all these events, and there he is, Gaylord Wilcox, in number 1 seat of that canoe there in lane 5. Gaylord Wilcox at the front, back there steering that canoe, Nappy Napoleon, but I think it could be over there in lane 6, the team from Ruahatu, up there giving a really good challenge to the Hawaiians. I think also that it could be over here in lane 4. We might have the Icemen in there as well. The Icemen might actually be winning the race at the halfway mark.
I think they are, and they are ahead by about 1 canoe length. That's this team in lane 4 in the middle of the course there. Calgary Icemen from Canada, showing everybody how it's done in this 500 metres. Lane number 5 looks to be coming in second place, but a challenge from lane 6 at the moment as well. Lane 5, Anuenue from Hawaii, but Ruahatu Tahiti in lane 6 are giving a bit of a challenge at the moment as they make their way up to the last 100 metres. No doubt about it, this team in lane 4, they are ahead of the rest. Calgary Icemen from Canada, they're probably going to take this race out for 2018.
Calgary Icemen doing a great job in lane 2, Parihaka Wakaama. They're going to have a fight now for the silver medal, but these guys, they're happy. Calgary, the Icemen, cool, calm and collected. Over that finish line, and in lane 2, I think it was the New Zealand team that took the silver medal away from the Hawaiians out there of Anuenue, who may have come in third, but we'll have to wait for the official results to give you those second and third placings, ladies and gentlemen. But Canada have come away with another gold medal through the efforts of the cool guys, the Icemen of Calgary.
Congratulations to our Master 70 men. All of the teams that lined up for this race: Namolo Kama from Hawaii, Parihaka Wakaama Kotuku from New Zealand, Kihei from Hawaii, Calgary Icemen Canada, Anuenue from Hawaii, Tahiti Ruahatu from Tahiti, and Kihei from Hawaii. Our Master 70 men, that was their final race at this competition for 2018. You can now go home, have a beer, have a bit of a rest maybe, and just put your feet up for a little bit. Some great racing from them. Excellent out there on the course. You can see many of them are a little bit tired now, but I would be tired too after racing a 500-metre race like that.
A couple of young-looking 70-year-olds in those canoes, David, as they head their way along to the loadout bay. Big congratulations to the Canadians. Another gold medal to add to their tally to help them work their way, boost their way up on the tally list. There we go, Calgary Icemen, 202.65. That's not bad for this age division. 202.65, 207.87. That's the team from Aotearoa Parihaka Wakaama, and in third place with a time of 207.93, Nui Nui from Hawaii.
And that Parihaka team came in right in the end and just pipped that Anuenue team at the line. We have a start for the Master 70 women finally on the water. This is their final. We have in lane 1, Namolokama from Hawaii, Kauai High from Hawaii in lane 2, Malulaba in lane 3 from Australia, Salish C from Canada in lane 4, Hawaiian from Hawaii in lane 5, Waikiki Surf Club Hawaii lane 6, Kaiopua Hawaii lane 7, and Kihei Hawaii in lane 8.
Well, hopefully the message got down there to the Salish Sea women that their men won the gold medal, and that might motivate them up again just to see if they can win a gold medal in this race and get the Canadians to take out both divisions. There they are. That team over there in lane 4, Canada Salish Sea. They won't be given an easy task by the Australians there. Malulaba there in lane 3. They'll be trying to chase these Canadians down way out wide there. In lane 8, we have Kihei from Hawaii, who are actually just slightly in front as we come to the halfway mark. And this is going to be a bit of a close race, I think, David.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. This team from Canada, while they may be a little bit behind at this 250-metre mark, they have a nice reach on them, and they are pulling really hard and through. Instead of pushing down, they're pulling through the stroke. So they're going to be challenging their team out in lane 8, Kihei from Hawaii, as they make their way down the course. It's just such close racing from all of these teams. From lanes 1 through to 4, but lane 8 at the moment probably are ahead by a little bit as they make their way down to the last 200, probably 150 metres in this Master 70 Women's Final.
Oh, that team out there, lane 8, Hawaii, they're moving ahead, but I think the Canadians, they're looking the wrong way. There they are, Kihei's looking, they can see the Canadians coming up at them. They know they've got to put a bit of a drive in there because there's the Canadians. They cross the line together. It's Canada. It's Hawaii. The Canadians, if they look around, they might lose this. And the Hawaiians take it out from the Canadians by a whisker as the teams there in lane 2 and 3 come across. Maybe it was Malulaba that got the bronze medal, but definitely the team out wide, the team from Hawaii, Kihei came in first, followed by the Canadian Salish Sea coming in with a silver medal, and perhaps it was Malulaba or it could have been Kauai High. We will have to wait and see.
Congratulations to all of our Master 70 women. Even though there was that false start and they had to rework that race, they were able to get that race underway again and just show what they're made of in the Master 70s division. For our women here, that team from lane 8, Kihei from Hawaii, great racing from them in this final. We should be getting the results up soon, so we'll know who took out that third place, because there was a race between lane 1 and lane 2 for that third place position. Potentially Malulaba. Oh, there we have it. Kihei coming in first with a 2:28.44. Salish C, 2:29.08. And Malulaba with 2:31.99. That's how they line up. Hawaii, Canada, and then Australia for our Master 70 women. Congratulations to all of our Master 70 women who are out there doing it and showing everyone what they're made of in these IVF VAA World Sprint Championships in Tahiti.
On est heureux parce qu'on a maintenant une complète série of the médailles. Bronze, d'argent et finalement médaille d'or. Alors, je vais remercier de mon collègue ici, spécialement notre, comment on dit ça? Oui, c'est Sylvie ça. Et Maintenant, de première, de dernière. John ici, Stan là-bas, Daggy, le forceman, Eric, dernièrement c'est moi. On est très heureux.
What do you think?
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
What do you think about the championship?
Oh, c'était fantastique, très bon. C'était fantastique, les cours.
Très bon, très bon. Yeah, c'est bon totalement, totalement. Yeah.
Les cours étaient très bons, très droits, parfait. Merci.
Merci encore et félicitations les jeunes, super.
Ils sont en forme.
That was our Canada team, who are the Masters 70 winners for this year's racing. Congratulations to them and to all of our paddlers out there in the waka.
Pour nos amis Iceman qui voulaient encore donner un petit mot là.
Well, on nous appelle Iceman, mais je ne sais pas comment on dit ça en français.
De glace.
L'homme de glace. De glace très froide.
Les hommes venus du froid, c'est parfait. Iceman.
Four finals left, ladies and gentlemen. Masters 50 divisions, men and women. We have the women coming up first, then the master men, and then the premier events to close the 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships, the Open Women and the Open Men races. Teams coming up for the start of the Master 50 women. Ruamata Ngaruroa from Aotearoa, Titupu from the Cook Islands, Malulaba from Australia, Ruahatu from Tahiti, Ihilani from Tahiti, Far North Queensland from Australia, Papeari Va'ahere from Tahiti, and Mare Kura Tairāwhiti from Aotearoa. Lining themselves up, getting themselves ahead there as they try to get themselves in a position where they don't have to get blown back down on the course and have to back up. Eight teams paddling for 3 medals. Be the best in the world at this sport. That red flag hadn't been up for too long and the black flag came up almost immediately. There they are, out there, the culprits, out there in lane 7 and lane 8. And we've got to start. We've got to start. Lane 1 actually got a really good jump on everyone. Ruamata Ngaruroa. Let's see how they go with this, because while everyone was watching what was going on in lane 7 and lane 8, lane 1 managed to sneak out on everybody. Looks like it could be the Far North Queensland team as well out there in lane 6 and Papeari Va'ahere, but do not look too far away from lane 4, Ruahatu Tahiti, and lane 5, Ihilani from Tahiti. As we see already, they start to power ahead of the opposition.
Yeah, the Ihilani Va'a team in lane 5 got off to a great start and had a great race in their semi-finals. So too, this Ruahatu team from Tahiti. So those two teams will start battling it out as we make our way up to the 250-metre mark in this Master 50 Women 500-metre final. That team there from Tahiti, they are already streets ahead of these teams in lanes 1 and 2. Lane number 6, by the looks of it, Far North Queensland, seems to be coming in third place as they make their way past the 250-metre mark. Those two teams ahead, though, battling out for first place. They are nearly one canoe length ahead, but there it is, that team in lane 4, then it's lane 5, then it's lane 6, by the looks of it, in first, second and third place as they make their way down this course to the last 150 to 200 odd metres in this race.
Ihilani, I don't know what they'll need to do to catch Ruahatu. They need to pick up their speed just a little bit more. Ruahatu managed to get each time they've taken a stroke, they've got further and further ahead of everyone else. They're safely ahead of Ihilani as they come to the finish line. Ruahatu's coming in. The paddlers from lane 4 from Tahiti. Ruahatu from Tahiti coming into the last 20 metres of this race. They've got it totally under control. Ruahatu comes in to be the world champions. Ihilani will come in second position, and we'll have to wait and see if out there Far North Queensland can take a medal home, and they do.
Those are your champions for the Master 50 Women V6 500 metres. Lane 4, Ruahatu. Lane 5, Ihilani Va'a. And then lane 6, Far North Queensland. Gold, silver and bronze. Tahiti, Australia. That is how they've lined up, and that is how they have come out in this Master 50 Women's final. Congratulations to all of our teams that competed in our Master 50 Women's division, in this race. But Ihilani, they had a really fast time in the semis, but they couldn't keep up with that Ruahatu team as they made their way through this competition here for the Master 50 Women. So that's it for them, and we now start to turn our sights to the Master 50 Men race now, but we'll hand it over.
10 minutes, is it Maxine? Yes! I picked up my paddle and I ran until I got here, and I was the first one here. They were still looking for me. Yes, and I was like, oh my God. Wasn't for Kelly. And
Congratulations. What do you think about the championship?
I think it's fantastic. Personally, for me, this is redemption because I messed up on one of the races and we DQ'd, and these wonderful women stuck by me and said, let's keep going. And we had things happen one after the other. Got out there and we won.
Yes,
It was terrific.
awesome. It was an awesome race.
Great.
Awesome race.
Félicitations, félicitations à cette équipe hawaïenne. Félicitations.
Ouais, ils sont championnes du monde, hein?
Thank you to the Kihei women's team, I think it was, the team that won the 70s women race there as we prepare and look at the results. Tahiti Ruahatu 204.29, Ihilani Va'a from Tahiti 207.05, and it is Far North Queensland 209.76 taking a medal up to the far north of Australia.
Our teams are just making their way to the false start line now for the Master 50 Men V6 500-metre final. That's our winning team there from Tahiti for the Master 50 Women's team. But the white flag is up. They should all be coming up to that false start line and waiting for the red flag to call them up to the start line for this finals event. In lane 1, AS Kara from New Caledonia. Lane 2, District de Va'a de Morea from Tahiti. Team Taupo from Tahiti in lane 3. District de Va'a de Raiatea. Lane 4, EDT Va'a Tahiti. Lane 5, Mihere Tahiti. Lane 6, Pirai Va'a Tahiti. Lane 7. And then just for a little bit of a change, Taniwha from Aotearoa in lane 8. And we have another black flag. It's out there in lane 7 and lane 4 at the moment. Lane 8 might need to come back a little bit as well to get this race started and underway. The black flag is still up, which means someone is still over the line. It is down, green flag up. We are away for the Master 50 men 500-metre final.
AS Kara away to a great start. The New Caledonians were right on the line. They didn't fool around. Out there in lane 6, we got a bit of a zigzag going on there from Mihere. Over here we have these teams from Tahiti occupying from lanes 2 to 7 with one New Caledonian team out there in lane 1 and one New Zealand team out in lane 8. It looks like it could be a 1-2-3 if the New Zealanders and the New Caledonians don't try the absolute best to do something about it.
Yeah, well, we do have 6 Tahiti teams in this race, and it just goes to show the strength of these Tahitian men's teams in the Master 50 category. Great work from out there in lane 7, which is Pirai VAA, as they make their way down the course. Lane 3 is ahead by probably 2 strokes at the moment. Lane 3, then lane 4. Team Taupo from Tahiti, then District de VAA de Raiatea, followed closely by EDT VAA in lane 5. But these teams are still really, really close as they make their way down to the last 150-odd metres in this race.
3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the teams that are looking like they're going to be in with the medals. At the moment, it looks like lane 3, Team Taupo is in front, but that doesn't mean anything at the moment because the team from Raiatea, District of Raiatea, they started to come on to the Taupo team out there in lane 6. They're trying their best too. Mihere is coming at it. But I think Team Raiatea, District of Raiatea has picked it up. They picked it up. It's Raiatea. It's Taupo. It's Raiatea. Takes it away from Taupo. As they come across their line, that's a really close race. And Team Taupo had it all the way to the halfway line. And then the team from Raiatea decided to put on the afterburners. And they took the team from Taupo out right on that finish line.
Yeah, the Raiatea team just changed gear and pushed right to that last Hoi, that last stroke, and they were able to just pip that Team Taupo at the finish line, taking that gold from them. Team Taupo coming in second. Our gold medal winners, though, District de VAA de Raiatea.
Congratulations to these paddlers in the Master 50 division. As these teams come up for the Open Women's V6 500-meter race, here we have the result. 1:48.38. What a great time for District de VAA de Raiatea. 1:48.64 for the team from Tahiti, Team Taupo, and EDT VAA coming in third place. 1, 2, 3 for Tahiti yet again.
Mais on s'en fout. On a gagné notre médaille d'or. Et voilà, on dédie cette victoire surtout au papa de Moquette. Et je crois que ma copine hawaïenne qui est à Hawaï, qui n'a pas pu venir, Patty Evans. Voilà, merci. Et à Mati qui est parti en France, voilà.
Un petit mot Tyson.
Bien, mais au roi mai tere tamato ti e noara me ele no me topa no mai na ne tere ya o vai ne hora pa hare horo hare tutiri tino trai at em hana tara me tamato na he prone te ia re tamato ro mai em hana me o aro e pi maru ya bisit tu re na pai prasha na trat model he fo hio Maruto para feia me a fainene me a chon a Landry e tomato presidente Charlie Mitere. Oti bravo Ruahatu.
Yeah, congratulations to the Tahiti team that took out the Master 50 Women's Division, our champions for 2018. As we now turn our sights to these last 2 races of this competition, these are the pinnacle races, Hotu. They are the Open Women V6 500 metres. We have 4 Tahiti teams, 2 New Zealand teams, 1 from New Caledonia and 1 from Hawaii as they all start making their way up to that start line. There's going to be a race between lane 4 and lane 5. That's the Tahiti Teva team who has the 1,500 metre gold medal. They'll be looking for a second gold medal in this 500-metre race. They are the fastest qualifiers, followed by Horota Waka Kaiara Hitoa from New Zealand, who are the second fastest qualifiers in the semi-finals. Yet, heading into the semi-finals, they were the fastest qualifiers in the heats. So, who knows how this race is going to go? But all we know is that it's probably going to be really, really tight if they can get a good start at in this race.
4 Tahitian teams from lane 1 to 4. It's going to be hard for the other teams because these 4 Tahitian teams will be all close together and they'll all be pushing each other as fast as they can. It's great having a fast team next year because somehow, somewhere, you manage to find extra power and extra motivation to keep up with them. And the Tahiti Teva team will have District de VAA Bora Bora on their inside. They're no slouches, same as Hei Va'ahoi. They'll be pushing them along, so that'll help them keep them honest on that side. But right next to them, the Horota Wakaama team, Kai Arahi Toa, will be right there too. And they haven't didn't race against each other through the semi-finals, so this is going to be a showdown. This is a shootout. This is a showdown here in Pirei, to see who is the premier champion of the world in this event, the 500-metre sprint. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a straight-out sprint, a dogfight. It's not from the halfway mark. It's right from the start flag. That green flag goes up as the red flag goes down. Your job is to start sprinting almost immediately, to get that waka lifted up out of the water and flying down the race course. And it'll be lane 5 and lane 4. Tahiti Teva and Horota Wakaama who will be having the scrap, and everyone else will be chasing them.
Et là, aujourd'hui, on l'a fait comme il faut. Les gars sont sereins, sont calmes au départ, et c'est ce qu'on a fait. Tout au début, on a cravaché comme tout le monde.
And we have our final lineup for the V6 500. Lane 1, Tahiti District de VAA de Rangiroa. Lane number 2, Hei Va'ahoi from Tahiti. Lane 3, District de VAA de Bora Bora. Lane 4, Tahiti Teva. Lane 5, Horota Wakaama, Kaiara Hitoa. Tuhapai VAA, Eric Favre from New Caledonia in lane 6. Lane 7, Otaki Waka Hoi. And lane 8, Kahana from Hawaii. These teams are going to have to get behind the line. Lane 7 seems to be over. At the moment, we will probably get a green flag immediately. Yes, and this race is underway. Lane 4 seems to have got a really good start out against lane 5 at the starting block, but all of these teams are very close together as they make their way through to the first 50 metres. Keep an eye out again, as I said, on lane 4 and 5. Tahiti Teva lane 4, lane 5, Horota Wakaama, Kaiara Hitoa. They are neck and neck at the moment. There is nothing between them. They are going to be battling it out for this championship for the Open Women's Final.
It's exactly as we thought. Lane 4 and lane 5. Horota Wakaama, Kaiara Hitoa. They'll be having the scrap. Let's see what they look like at the halfway mark. They are neck and neck at the moment. And out there in lane 6, we've got the team from Bora Bora, from New Caledonia, giving it to them as well. It's going to be a real big fight there. The New Caledonians are right up there, but at the moment, at the halfway mark, I think the Tahitians will have it by just a fraction as they come across that line. It's Tahiti, it's Aotearoa, it's New Caledonia. Those are the 3 canoes at the moment that are out there in front, and the Tahitians are starting to pick their rate up as Horota changes gear and starts to chase them down.
Yeah, Horota are going to have to work a bit harder if they want to chase down this Tahiti team, because they are changing gears now. Horota has started changing gear. They are making their way down the course. This is the last 150 metres of this 500-metre race. These teams have been battling it out throughout all of these races. That one there in lane 4, Tahiti Teva. Lane 5, Horota Wakaama, Kaiara Hitoa. Lane 6 there, Tuhapai VAA, Eric Favre. And they make their way down to the last 50 metres of the course. It looks as though Tahiti are ahead and are just pulling away.
Tahiti's in front. Each stroke they make takes them further and further ahead of the Horota team. And they come across, they're the world champions. Horota comes in second. And out there, New Caledonia, they'll be happy. They came in with the bronze medal. That was a close race until about 100 metres to go. And then the Tahitians put the foot down.
Yeah, those Tahitians really just changed that gear up. They were able to just get those quick returns and continue to power through. They powered off at the start, and I think it might have been right at that start because Horota had to come back a little bit off the line, and they were still trying to get that momentum and get the waka stationary when the green flag went up. But that is all it takes in a 500 metres. The Tahiti team were already ahead by probably one canoe stroke, and they were able to just build off that. From the start, Horota were chasing all the way, and by the time they hit the 350, 400 metre mark, the Tahitians just changed that gear and took it out. They are this year's world champions for the open women 500 metres. Congratulations to Team Te VAA.
They'll be happy with that. They've taken out the double. They've done really, really well. They've been just charging through all these races, and they cleaned up in their semi-final, came through to the final, and chose 157.84. Great time there for Te VAA. 157.84. Horota, 2 minutes flat. And Tuha Paiva, Eric Favre, 2:01.45. Very, very good times.
Now the world record is 140.81, so that team just missed out by 0.03 of a second in that championship. But they are this year's world champions. They will take out the gold, so congratulations to Team Te VAA Tahiti.
Great racing from the ladies who won first, second and third in this race. As to all the other crews that made that their way, they fought their way through the heats, through the semi-finals, through repecharges to get through to the finals. 8 teams that got all the way through to this final race, which ended up being a first place to Tahiti, second place to Horota from Aotearoa, a third place to New Caledonia, Tuha Paiva, Eric Favre, and congratulations to them all as we build towards the final race of the 18th IVF VAA World Sprint Championships here in Tahiti, and that is a race for the gold medal in the Open Men V6 500 final. Who will it be?
Yeah, the Open Men V6 500 metres. We had 6 heats, 2 repecharge races, then 2 semi-finals, all down to 1 final. Who knows who's going to take it out? But we know that our open women, these are our open women champions, and I'm sure they'll be coming up to the podium shortly to have a bit of a discussion about how they're feeling and how their race went.
It'll be good to hear how they'll be smiling, they'll be happy. They'll be on top of the world as they are with that gold medal. But don't go too far away, ladies and gentlemen, because in only a few minutes, we will know who the world champion is in the men's division as well. Will the Tahitians be the best in the world, not only in the women's race, but in the men's race? This will be the chance for us to find out. Pineula Mulivai, who did an awesome race in their semi-final, to come through and win it. They got a fast time in their heats coming through where they matched, or they just beat the old world record. So they'll be feeling the heat. They would have put everything into their semi-final to take that out, and there they are in lane 5, next to Mauna Ahine, who had the fastest time of the semi-finals, coming up to the start line.
And as they make their way up to the start line, this is the starting race order. Team Tupuai from Tahiti in lane 1, Vakamanu from Manukau Outrigger Canoe Club lane 2, lane 3, EDT VAA from Tahiti, Mauna Ahine in lane 4, Pineula Mulivai from Akarana, New Zealand, District Te VAA de Bora Bora Tahiti lane 6, Arutua Tahiti lane 7, District Te VAA de Nukuhiva from Tahiti in lane 8. So there are only 2 NZ teams that have made it through those 6 heats, the repecharge, the semis, and 6 Tahiti teams as that black flag goes up one last time in this competition. But the Pineula Mulivai team will be gunning for that gold medal. But those teams from Tahiti, the Mauna Ahine, will be challenging them. So too EDT VAA in lane 3, and we've seen their strength throughout this race as this race gets underway, which is the Open Men V6 500 metre final.
Mauna Ahine, I don't know where they got it from, but the first 4 strokes took the front of their canoe in front, straight away, out there in lane 6, going a little bit quicker. District de VAA de Bora Bora, they've given a chance there to the Pineula team from Aotearoa, but looks like as we're going past that first lineup, boys, that team from out there in lane 4, Mauna Ahine, took it to everybody right at the start and got straight in front of everybody. Right next to them in lane 3, Team EDT is right beside them, and behind them I think it'll be another Tahitian team from maybe the District of VAA de Bora Bora, but at the moment it's Mauna Ahine and the team from Aotearoa that did so well in the semi-finals is dropping behind, and they're going to have to pull something miraculous out of this, because at the halfway mark Mauna Ahine is in front of everybody.
Yeah, Mauna Ahine at the 200-metre mark now. They are doing really well. Their team in lane 2 or 3 beside them, the EDT VAA team, are chasing them. But out there in lane 6, District de VAA de Bora Bora are catching at the moment as they make their way down to the last 100 metres of this open men's final. We have that team there, Mauna Ahine, just blitzing the field now, showing everyone what they're made of and how to win a championship just like this. All class here from this team. They're going to go with at least 3 seats ahead of everyone else. The team Mauna Ahine are this year's world champions. They will take it out. Second place, I couldn't see. There were a few of those teams lining up for second place, but no doubt about it. Mauna Ahine Tahiti, the Open Men V6 500-metre champions for 2018.
Mauna Ahine showing how the job gets done. Right from the start, they put the hammer down. When everyone was just starting their stroke, they'd already got 1 stroke in and punched their canoe out in front of everybody else. And once they were there, they stayed there. No one could touch them. No one could touch Mauna Ahine, who are this year's world champions. 18th IVF VAA World Spin Champions. In second place it was EDT, and in third place I thought it was a dead heat between the Mulivai Pineula Mulivai team from Aotearoa and District of VAA de Bora Bora, but we will have to wait and see the official result on that. But there's no question about who the champions are. Tahiti takes out the gold medal in the men and the women's divisions of the premier events of the 500 metres.
And there is your time, 140.15 for the open men. And I think we have a new world record for the open men. 500 metres, the previous record, 140.81. We've just scraped off about 0.7 of a second in this race. Mauna Ahine, world champions and new world record holders. Congratulations to them. You would have seen second and third come through there, Hotu.
Yeah, it was a close one. Second wasn't too bad. We knew who came second, but it was a scrap for that bronze medal between the other Tahitians from Bora Bora, District of VAA de Bora Bora, and the Pineula Mulivai team from Akarana. And guess what? The New Zealanders were able to stop a Tahitian whitewash and come in with a bronze medal.
Nous, on est très contents d'avoir eu l'or, surtout qu'en élite, elles avaient loupé la médaille d'or. Donc là, on voulait vraiment décrocher cette médaille, quoi. Hein. Voilà.
Soulagé, ça y est, mission accomplie.
Enfin, surtout pour moi, parce que j'ai eu le privilège de barrer toutes les catégories de femmes, de Open Dame, vétéran 40 et vétéran 50. Et personnellement, je pense, plus soulagée que les autres, quoi. Hein. Voilà, mission accomplie, on peut dire. Voilà.
Un petit mot.
C'est la dernière course des Open Dames et puis on est très fiers d'avoir cette médaille d'or. Et puis je dédie aussi cette médaille pour ma fille qui est en France et pour ma petite famille et à la Polynésie.
Merci, on va essayer de faire le tour, avoir les impressions un peu de tout le monde.
Satisfaite, on clôture bien la journée et puis je voudrais aussi dédier cette victoire au team Teva, la famille de Papé Harry et à ma petite Mina et tous ceux qui nous regardent. Voilà, c'est à nous cette victoire-là. Maruru.
Pour ma part, je sais qu'au tout début de cette aventure, on attendait la vague noire. Finalement, c'est la vague rouge qui a pris le dessus.
Ah oui.
Et je dédie, comme mes amis, cette course à toute notre famille qui ont faromé, qui nous ont soutenus jusqu'au bout et aussi à tous nos amis de la Polynésie.
Félicitations, un petit mot tahitien.
Oui, coucou, Hamaruru mo fea hoit emhana. E ore a hamit emhana e o ho te hor ai me e hamit e hoi mo fea hoi poro mi amato e ono et voilà Maruru.
Fini cette série d'interviews avec Vemiti.
Donc super course avec les filles et puis je voudrais remercier l'équipe de Teva qui a bien voulu me faire confiance depuis le début avec Inatia. Donc on a enchaîné tous les jours, on n'a pas arrêté jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Donc très heureuse de cette victoire et puis je profite donc pour faire un petit coucou à toute ma famille qui est devant la télé ou la radio sans arrêt. Je vous aime et toute la Polynésie. Merci à tous.
Le message est passé, voici les championnes du monde.
Bravo, bravo à ces femmes qui ont rendu fière la Polynésie.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. And the final race of the day, we forgot, it's the race between all the support boats as they come running, as they come down. There's that green flag we've been watching. Thank goodness we don't have to see that black flag come up anymore. Here they come. A big thank you to all those people who volunteered to give all their time out on these support boats during this whole event. Start line officials, our line officials, false start line officials, the starter boat, our rescue boat with our lifeguards in it, all of these people out on the water every day, putting in the time and effort to make this run to be such a good event as we look at these great paddlers from Mauna Ahine.
On a ouvert les championnats du monde avec une médaille d'or en V12 élite et là on termine avec celle-là, médaille d'or en club. Du coup, très content. Maruru à Mauna Ahine. Pour voilà, aujourd'hui, surtout que moi j'ai commencé en fait dans ce club, c'est mon club formateur. Et aujourd'hui, de pouvoir représenter encore ce club au championnat du monde. Et voilà, aujourd'hui encore très content. Je tiens à remercier mes copains, mes cousins, d'ailleurs à Manari Flores ainsi que tous les cousins de Tupouai. Et bien sûr aussi toute la population de Polynésie française et le monde entier pour le soutien.
Roland, tu étais maintenant.
Aja Roland Maruru, tana on dene Hamaru te mo foi ho te ora mo foi api ya. Te hoa tomato número 5, tomato peperu. Ene toi me hui no mato no te no ina na hiri no hai tomato hata no ra te pupu. Adi ara hai manu mato te mana te pana re meter. Pa hi ro to hai no mato no por ni dia tato.
On va donner la parole un petit peu à tout le monde.
Elle était très content de cette victoire aujourd'hui, mais c'est à tous les boss de Tahoe étaient là. Maruru, notre capitaine, qui a vraiment bien assuré le job. Côté capitaine, et Maruru mettait à tout le monde. Merci Seigneur pour cette victoire. Maruru.
Super journée là, heureux. C'est dans la poche.
Ouais, c'est dans la poche, hein, comme on l'a dit hier. Maruru d'abord le Seigneur et le copain. Tahoe était là. Et la population de Boroboro, c'est pour vous cette victoire aussi. Bon, ciao. Moi, j'aimerais juste dédier cette victoire à ma grand-mère et à la maison qui nous soutient tous les jours. Voilà, Maruru Mété.
Une grosse pensée pour toute la famille. Là.
Voilà, une grosse pensée pour toute la famille et cette médaille. Alors, c'est pour tout le peuple polynésien. Voilà, Maruru à eux tous qui me soutiennent. Et Maruru à tous les copains, à bien Tahoe aujourd'hui. Voilà.
Le président de la fédération tahitienne et Gordon Bafoussi qui sont à nos côtés, super contents, ça s'est super bien passé, hein, président.
Tout à fait. Donc, merci à la Polynésie, merci à tous ceux qui nous ont suivis pendant les 10 jours du championnat du monde. Merci Tahiti. Maruru.
Gordon, un petit mot de fin.
Merci à tout le monde, comme le président vient de dire. Merci à tous ces jeunes qui nous ont montré.
Of the Tahitian Federation there, Gordon speaking. He's been a fantastic coach over the years. He's done a lot of great work with a lot of the Tahitian teams. Tahitian teams have always been the teams to beat. Aotearoa always knows these are the people that we need to look at and break down the way they do it and see if some of the things that they do are the things that we need to be able to do to get better at our sport. But there's no doubt there's this team, Mauna Hine, they have come first in this race. Beside them, I can just see beside them the New Zealanders from the Peniula Mulivai team who came in with the bronze medal. But as we come to the end of the race, everybody of the event, we can see All the volunteers are still working. They're starting to de-rig and move all the canoes away. They're starting to pack down all the equipment, all the tents, all the things that we're required to make this such a great event. And we see our friend from Tahiti Nui TV over there. We'd like to thank them as they dance in victory for all the help that they've given us from Māori TV to be able to broadcast live the pictures, the sounds and the stories from over here in Tahiti at VAA.
Yeah, kia ora. I want to tautoko that hotu. Thank you to Tahiti Nui TV for showing us the sights, the sounds of waka racing here at the 18th IVF World Sprint Championships. I want to thank you as well, Hotu, for joining me. That was us for the past 8 days. It's been fantastic commentating for all of you at home, watching near and far. It's the end of the competition, and I think New Zealand will probably be going home and going back to the drawing board after this competition, getting ready for the next competition in 2020, Hawaii, as we make a wrap on this campaign here this year. I want to thank the IVF, International VAA Federation, who have organised this along with the local organising committee. Congratulations for a fantastic event. From me, I just want to say ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, ko mutu te wā ki ahau. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you at another event sometime soon.
Ai mihi nei kia koutou e te we whakawarongo mai nā ki ngā mahi hākina nui o a tātou mātua tūpuna. Konei te āhua me haere mai ki te tei whenua pēnei kia kitea ngā mahi hoi waka i rungi i ngā moana o ngā wāhi pēnei i a Tahiti Nui, a Tahiti Roa, a Tahiti Pāma mao ko mātou e nei noho mai nei. Kia tuku nātu ngā mihi whānui kia koutou e noho mai rā ki o koutou kāinga. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in to watch and listen to all the races over these last 8 days. Thank you for all the messages you've sent. I've been receiving so many messages, and I know David has, through Messenger and on Facebook, telling us how much you've been enjoying seeing your teams out there racing. It has been a fantastic 8 days. It's been a lot of hard work for everybody, but on behalf of us here, both myself and David, we'd like to thank you all for being a great audience. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou, noho ora mai rā.
Nos commentateurs sur place au bord de la plage, Oriano et André. André, un dernier mot sur ces championnats du monde. Un grand merci à vous deux pour tous vos commentaires et on va dire toutes ces précisions techniques tout au long de ces championnats du monde.
Ouais, comme tu vois, on partage notre oreillette, Davidson et Olivier. Vraiment, super, c'était la belle fête. Médaille d'or bien sûr pour Tahiti, médaille d'or pour ceux qui ont gagné ces séries, médaille d'or pour Tahiti Nui Télévision et tout le staff. Venez, venez, venez les filles, venez. Vous êtes à Evohi là, Myanmar. Regardez, toute l'équipe, il y a le car. Viens, Tiroua, Myanmar, la Polynésie.
Allez, venez.
Voilà le staff de Tahiti Nui Télévision pour vous, pour aller dans vos salons. Vous êtes tranquillement dans vos salons et nous, on a travaillé pour vous. Maruru Maite, au revoir à la Polynésie. Un dernier mot à Oriano. Et bravo, champion du monde, Myanmar. On est champion du monde et ça, il faut le fêter aujourd'hui. Maruru.
Merci à tout le monde, merci à tous ceux qui nous ont suivis. Encore, mais on est champion du monde, comme André le dit. À vous maintenant de faire votre party. Olivier, Davidson, allez hop. À vous maintenant sur la table. C'est parti.
Et on est champion du monde. Allez, un dernier grand merci au comité organisateur local. On leur fait des gros bisous à la fédération tahitienne de VAA, au pays, à la mairie de Pirée, pardon, qui nous a accompagnés et soutenus pendant tous ces championnats du monde, à l'OPT avec qui on a eu on va dire toutes les transmissions internet, et puis Maui Télévision qui sont juste à côté de nos commentateurs en anglais. Voilà, et puis un grand merci à toutes les équipes de TNTV qui ont travaillé, surtout ce matin avec les petits soucis techniques qu'on a eu. Ils ont travaillé d'arrache-pied, on a pu reprendre l'antenne et voir toutes ces médailles d'or. Un grand merci à toi Davidson, et puis on se retrouve je crois samedi, après-demain déjà. Ça va être quoi le programme?
le Taito. Ce sera en direct dès le matin, là, hein, à partir de 8h15 sur Tahitini Télévision. On va vous donner encore des frissons avec du VAA et du beau VAA.
Il y aura les femmes, les Masters hommes et l'après-midi le grand Taito avec les Open Men. Ça sera sur Tahitini Télévision. Un grand merci à vous qui nous avez regardé en télé et en web un peu partout dans le monde. Pour ceux qui étaient également sur Facebook, on vous embrasse et on vous souhaite une bonne fin de journée sur Tahitini Télévision. Ciao Nana, bye bye.
Maururu.